Good. Good. My people! That was a jump scare. Got you good. I know you're scared. Your heart raced a little bit. Stop looking at me! Stop! Oh, we're back. That was a close one. Hello, everybody. Welcome! Welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. Hope you're well today. I'm not. Having a terrible day. Because I wasn't here with you. But now my day is fantastic. Welcome. It's good to see you guys. We are working on the Scarab primarily today, but also some other stuff. First of all, I gotta thank Desu. Thank you for the 5 continuous months of membership, Desu. I appreciate you very much for that. Thank you, thank you. You said, and I quote, balls. So thank you. And Darkbolt as well with a 25-month membership. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Said, and I quote, more balls. Wow. Insightful commentary from this community. Thank you so much. Really, I appreciate. Yeah, thank you. That yeah. So yeah, and let me check my yeah. All right. But I appreciate you guys for real. Thank you for becoming members continuously. That was a long time. Even just 5 months is long. 25 months is also crazy. So, anyways, welcome back. That error thing in the corner. I don't remember the command to erase it. I don't really care. Why do you care? Why do you freaking care, dude? It's a square the size of like 2 pixels on whatever screen you're viewing on. There's no way it's that big of a deal. Oh, that's right. He does have no room for error. I forgot. He's the no room for error guy. That's my bad. Honestly, that's my bad. I have room for error. He just has none. I care. Well, fine. What's the name of the button? Isn't it like media or something? What is it? I don't know. I don't know what it's called. I don't know what the command is. If Green tells me, I'll do it, but I don't know what it's called. That's at least 16 pixels. Maybe on my screen. But on your screen, you're probably watching this. Let me debug spam. Events, spam, suppression. Events, debug, spam, render. Events, debug, spam, render, false. Oh, it's gone, dude! The black square is gone! Cool. That's pretty cool. Everything's pretty now. Oh, look at that. There's just nothing there anymore. W. Alright, I was getting ready there. So we're gonna do a scarab today. You guys want to see the scarab? Look at this guy. Look at this dude. He's stuck in the ground because scarabs don't walk on forge objects. He's allergic. He's walking through the ground because he's just a Chad. He don't need no ground. Demon! Thank you very much for the 5. I appreciate it, dude. Pew, pew, pew. You said, ignore your Steam. I sent you a rage game with an insulting name. You sent me a game? You sent me a game? One new gift from Demon of Song. Get to work. You are poor and bald. Get to work. Wait, I've seen this game. This is like the most annoying game of all time. God damn it. I will accept this gift. I won't show it on... Thank you for the fucking game. Get to work. I appreciate it. Okay, I didn't show anything when I added it, so we're good. Dude, thank you for random ass game gift. What the fuck? Hello? I'll get to work, okay? I'll get to work. We are getting to work. We're gonna make this scarab cool. I've actually been playing it. Is it fun? I was really bad at what was the one with the hammer and you're in the little cauldron? I was terrible at that game. That game made me work. And Jump King. I got pretty good at Jump King, I can't lie. It's fun and rage inducing. I'm not good at rage inducing games. I'll alt F4 so fast. How's the new place? Not in yet. Every day I've been moving stuff in with a little lady. Her and I have been getting in there and moving stuff every day. We made 2 trips over today, getting a bunch of stuff over. It's taken a while. It's taken a while. Is this the Mega Scarab from Halo Wars? Not exactly, but there's actually some story behind that. So the one you're talking about, I think they call it the Super Scarab on that one Halo Wars 1 map. So the story is the first Scarab in Halo Wars was this one. It was shown off at E3 2007. Obviously, this is like an HD redo that I have here, but it's most of the body and head geometry are the same. The legs are custom, all the textures are custom, the turret and everything. Anyway, this is the first Halo Wars Scarab. Then later in Halo Wars' development, they made it more like the Halo 3 Scarab. And then when they decided to do the... Where is it? Here it is. This is the Halo Wars. That is the tiniest picture ever. Oh my god, hold on. This one's also tiny. Whatever. This is the Halo Wars Scarab that actually shipped with Halo Wars. It's based more on Halo 3 Scarab, obviously, whereas this one here from the E3 trailer is based more on the Halo 2 Scarab. But then, when they designed the Super Scarab, they actually, while much of it was custom, a lot of it was inspired or directly grabbed from this, their E3 early Scarab. Which, if you look at the an early picture of it, like this one, this is the actual Halo Wars Scarab in-game, the E3 one. And there are, admittedly, a lot of similarities between the E3 Scarab here and the Super Scarab that you see on that one Halo Wars mission right here. Primarily in the body. Like, the head is a little different, and it's got like an articulating neck. But if you look at the body shape, you see that right there where it kind of like curves up and in like that? See that? And then you look at this one, it's got that exact same curve up and in. And a lot of the textures are the same too. You got these little lines right here, little lines right there. So a lot of the Super Scarab's design was actually created from the original Scarab that they made for that show. It was shown in the E3 trailer. So this, in a sense, is sort of the Super Scarab. It's not actually the Super Scarab, but it is sort of it, because this is what the Super Scarab was originally based off of. The Super Scarab mission was so difficult for me for some reason. Yeah, I played that so long ago, I don't even remember it, but I wouldn't be surprised if I just absolutely got cooked. You sent me stuff, Mark? Yo, wait, can I show this? This looks cool as fuck. This is Arma Reforger. An exclusive look at a very exciting system the Uppercut team is developing. Pretty big deal in the Reforger community. Yo. Ooh. Ooh. Can I show it at all, or is this just for my eyes only? Show ya? Okay, so this is... I don't know about you guys, but I love Arma. I would just play Arma 3 all the time. The modding community for it's awesome, and Enclave Mark in chat, he's working on a Halo mod for it. So apparently, this is a new system they are getting working in the new game Arma Reforger for vehicles with thrust and stuff. Damn, dude, you're really cranking it with that Banshee. That boost goes crazy. This is cool as hell, though. I would love to see a Banshee in like an actual wartime environment. That looks a lot like the H2A model. I can tell it's at least retexture, though. That's a nice looking Banshee. It's classic as hell. Man, I would love to do mods for Arma Reforged. This looks so awesome. That's so cool. Just got back to the Arma Reforger Halo mod? Yeah, dude. That's awesome. That's so cool. I'm trying to chug down this coffee so I can get some energy. I've been awake since relatively early this morning, doing a lot of moving back and forth all day long. I went to Culver's for the first time today, though, dude. Shout out to the cheese curds. Those are legendary. Those are actually so good. Alright, so anyway, we've been talking about the E3 Scarab here. It's pretty fancy. It's pretty dang fancy. I like it quite a bit. But I think it's about time we took this Scarab and we destroyed it. That's right. I'm going to kill it. That's it. That's the whole tweet. I'm going to kill it. Let's do it. Also, actually, as a side note, I'm actually going to boot up real quick the ODST map so I can show you guys what we did yesterday. Any of you guys missed it, we'll get to the Scarab in like 5 minutes, I promise. I'll even open it in Blender in the background, but I want to open up the Mombasa sandbox because I want to show you guys the cool stuff we did yesterday for it. Is it going to have a room to walk around inside of? Right now, I'm not planning on it, but I might end up doing that. May end up doing that. Let me open my Scrab. Alright, here we have in Blender the Scrab. This is what it looks like without all of its textures and stuff. It's pretty normal. What are we listening to? Oh, I'm scared! Oh, this is Become Infinite. I don't know if we have the rights to that here at Rejected Shotgun Industries. We develop advanced technology, but unfortunately I don't think we have access to that kind of stuff. You haven't had Culver's? That's wild. Well, I've lived West Coast most of my life. Like, I think the furthest east I ever lived was Dallas, and I never went to Culver's when I was in Dallas. Other than that, the furthest I've been is Phoenix, Arizona. Most of the time was like Vegas, California, Phoenix, and then I only lived in Dallas for a few years on and off. I moved around a lot as a kid. But yeah, so I tried Culver's today. It was very good. How about them Scarabs? Huh? Look at that Scarab. Look how thick it is. God damn! Know what I'm saying? Anyway, we're going to destroy this Scarab today because I'm just an evil guy. Just straight evil. Pick a place to live, right? What? Yeah, bro, I was a kid. How do you don't pick where you live as a kid. Your parents pick where to live. My parents moved a lot. Like, a lot. Like, I moved, like, every year or 2 years. One time, I even only lived in a place for 6 months before I had to leave. Run from home? The home would run away from me if I ran. They'd be gone by the time I got back. They'd be packed up and left. If it's a Scrab, can you make Scrab cakes out of it? Yes, you can. We actually serve here. One of our specialties here at Rejected Shotgun Industries is Scrab cakes. So, hopefully you like it. Culver's is pretty good. It is. I'm going to be honest, the burger was pretty good, but it wasn't really anything special. I got one like a big butter burger, and it was not bad. It was good. I enjoyed it, but it was nothing to write home about. But the cheese curds, bro, they're literally just mini mozzarella sticks, but without mozzarella cheese. It's like cheddar cheese or something. Like mini mozzarella sticks with cheddar cheese, and you get like so much of them. Bro, that shit was so good. I'm gonna go to Culver's more often, but I'm only ordering the cheese curds. They were actually awesome. What is a Culver? Bro. I want to go to Google Maps. Like, I want to see where Culver's is on Google's Maps. Google Maps. They, like, only exist in Texas and, like, a little bit. There's, like, barely any Culver's anywhere. There's a ton of them in Texas, though. A bunch of them here in Austin. There's a bunch of them in Dallas. There's a few in Kansas. There's, like, one in North Carolina. There's one in Utah. Most of them are in Texas, though. Alright, so just to show you guys, like I said, we're about to work on the Scarab in a minute, but I wanted to show you guys what we did yesterday. Now, we did something yesterday that I needed to do for a very long time, which is, even though you guys know, if you've been watching these streams as I've been developing this mod over the last, like, month, the roads, I love them so much, dude. I love the road objects. They're so cool. I'm so happy with how they came out. They have, like, ramped sides and nice textures, and they're fully dynamic. You could turn them into highways just by lifting them up. It's awesome. However, we had a problem for a long time, which is the intersection pieces where they didn't match the size and scale of everything, but now they do. The intersection pieces are large, and they have corners and little extra road bits jutting out, which means they fully fit every single direction. And now I can make a Giga Road piece. So this is what the intersection objects look like now. It's pretty nice. I should probably move their origin points. But yeah, now that the intersection pieces have, like, actual roads attached, they are to the correct scale. Everything is good. Look at that. Now that's so much nicer to look at, too. If you do an intersection to an intersection, you get, like, a little mini road in between them, which is cool. I like the visual of that. Tim Drake, a character looks like a MILF. Let's see how long it takes me to notice. Man, you sent me like 10 iterations of that. Not that I'm complaining. Damn! Damn! I think I'm starting to understand the whole you do art commissions thing. Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. God damn. Yo, 10 out of 10 though. I'm gonna be real. 10 out of 10. Culver's has a pot roast sandwich that's massively underrated. I might have to give that a try next time I go. Anyway, roads. We did the roads yesterday. Pretty cool. Also, we finally, you guys have been requesting it forever, and it's done. The gate object is real. You can now spawn the ODST gates, the same ones that perfectly fit inside this, and you can use them for whatever you want. It's the exact same gates that get used in ODST. They don't open. I'm sorry. They don't open. We don't have the technology for that in Forge, sadly. Not unless you play El Dorito. But here in MCC, we don't have that technology. So they are just props, but they're also cool door props. So there's that. Could be worse. Could be worse. So now you can block up those doors if you want to. Very nice. Or play Halo 4 where you can spawn machine tags. I'm just saying, hey man, shut your goddamn mouth. Nobody asked about motherfucking Halo 4. Nobody cares. Stop speaking. No one cares about motherfucking Halo 4. Except for me in like 2 weeks when I start working on Halo 4. Then I'll start caring about right now in Halo 3, the superior video game. I don't give a frick about your Halo 4, dude. Except I will shortly when I play in mod Halo 4. But that's, you know, we're not there yet. And you can spawn the machine tags with effect tags, but the garbage collector might eat them. Well, yeah, but well, then you wouldn't really be able to move them because they're machine tags. You're in the Austin area? We should do a collab? I am in the Austin area. What do you mean by collab, though? But I am in the Austin area. A little Austinite. Would you like to use a spawn point and have to reset the round to smooth it? Yeah, I mean, that could work, but collaboration. Well, okay, to be fair, I know that collab is short for collaboration, but I mean, are you just asking to hang out? Because we can, yeah, fuck it. Wait, what is that shadow? Drake is a rapper? No, that's Aubrey Graham. You're thinking of Aubrey Graham. His name is not Drake. His name is Aubrey Graham. His name also is not Drake. His name is Aubrey Graham. His name, for the record, is Aubrey Graham. It's not Drake. It's Aubrey Graham. Drake is my name. His name is Aubrey Graham. I'm glad we cleared that up. Did I mention his name is Aubrey Graham? You gonna try that thing I messaged you after stream? Yeah, absolutely. I was actually pretty excited to try it. I hate the default Halo 4 HUD so much. They're slightly off, aren't they? It's not the biggest deal. Yay, Laffy! Thank you so much for the 2. I appreciate it. But please help. I have an image and supporter chat on my issue. I'm trying to import the Warthog to Unreal Engine and physics model is extremely small, but render model not. Tried to apply scale. Do you know the issues with scaling in Halo's armatures in Blender? Make sure that the armature itself has its scale set. Make sure that the render model has its scale set. Make sure all the physics objects have their scale set. Everything needs its scale set. If one thing is bigger than the others, then something's scale is not set. Armature also has its own scale. Alright, anyway, roads are really cool. I'm super thrilled with how this came out. And we are going to be doing Giga Super Roads today. Born and raised in 78744, but yeah, dude, let's use this shit and talk about them. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done, dude. On stream, off stream, whatever. He's using my Scarab's damage input. I'm gonna crash out. That's true. Make some of the mouthpieces bend or break off, and so you can see the glowing cannon side. That would be pretty sick. We are gonna overhaul the textures a little bit soon as well. I'm gonna focus today primarily on leg damage, but we will be doing more damage than that in the future. First and foremost, we are finally gonna set up regions for this thing, which is, I mean, that's not really anything crazy, to be honest. But we're going to go ahead and do this. So this is going to be a new region. The reason we're going to assign these is so that way I can say that this is a separate part of the object, and I can like swap it out and take damage at certain areas. So we're going to make this default leg, and this is front right. And we're only going to worry about these big areas here. These are, for now anyway, going to be the only parts that take damage. So default leg back right. This is going to be our default leg back left. And before I forget, I'm going to turn on my screencast keys in case you guys want to see my little buttons. Alright, then we're going to do default leg front left. Okay, and now when I select body, it selects all those. And that's fine that it's got like the toes and stuff selected, because I don't have plans to do damage states for those right now, just the main outer leg parts. Weren't you going to give it a mortar like plasma mortars on the back? Yeah, that is true. I was planning on that. I think the smart way to do it... Do I have it here? I should have it on the map. I think the smart way to do it would probably... Not you, Halo 2 Scarab. Would probably be to use these right here. These would be good slots for mortars to come from. I don't know what they originally were used for in the design before, but I think these would be pretty cool for mortars to fire from. That way you could kind of have them just like turrets on the side. And that way you'd also not have to have like a rear turret of some kind here. Plasma mortars on the back, so it's going to be farting some nasty balls of plasma. I guess, yeah. I was thinking maybe they could be like tracking missiles, so kind of like Banshee bombs almost. I'd have to, you know, let me drop a Wraith. Lock on plasma mortars that curve forward at what you're looking at. Yeah, I was gonna think like they could be mortars when you fire them blindly, but if you lock on, they can like actually, you know, lock on. I wonder... I'll have to try tweaking settings, gravity, lock-on values, and see what kind of like, what I can get rolling there, but I do very much like that idea. Now give it truck nuts. I mean... I think this thing has a little top hat. I keep seeing this as like a little St. Patrick's Day green hat. It's got a little top hat. Right, anyway. The legs are now set. So what I'm going to do, this is actually going to be so easy. Ask Rejected Shotgun to add you to their live redirect list in community settings. What? Is there a live redirect? Can you do that? Can you host people now? Can I redirect my 2 viewers to you after my stream ends? Absolutely, you're more than welcome to. I didn't even know YouTube had a system like that. I have never in my life heard that. What the fuck? That's awesome. All right, we now have a leg separated out. We now have a leg separated out. This is not a drill. This is leg front right. But we're gonna do minor leg front right. What about those plasma projectiles in Halo C shooting out of the autumn but tracking? I'd have to double check on them. I think I know what you're talking about though. All right, we have a separated leg. Here's the plan. Here's the plan. I'm going to do one leg with a bunch of different damage to it, and then I'm just going to copy that onto all the other legs so that they all have the exact same type of damage states. Because there's really no reason to do any more than that, honestly. One thing I do want to do is, just like I did when we did the Halo 2 Scarab destruction here, is I want to, I don't know where the Halo 3 regular Scarab went, but I need that on here. That's actually like a hard requirement. Scarab multiplayer. There we go. I don't know what Scarab multiplayer 2 is, but we have our Scarab multiplayer. Alright, so this is our multiplayer ready version of the Halo 3 Scarab. We're going to go ahead and shoot its legs a bit. We're going to need my test weapon, balls. Alright, we have the balls weapon, and we're going to use this to test damage and see visually how the damage looks so we can get some inspiration here. Alright, we got the first little spark coming out. That led to this plasma splitting, or not plasma, this purple metal splitting open a bit there. Nothing too crazy, but nonetheless, pretty cool. Any day now. Okay, that led to the next damage state. The entire leg, it gets a massive split that kind of rips up and a huge chunk becomes missing, exposing some internals, including a little bit of metal there, which is kind of cool. I never noticed that. It's like a giant metal wire, like almost a structural wire. All right, so we get some big rips and tears, essentially. The metal rips up and gets big cuts into it. It becomes distorted and warped. I'm noticing there's no debris, like ripped, shredded metal here yet, so let's keep shooting it. I'm totally understanding. Alright, that breaks off. It's been a hot minute. Is that a flip-off animation? It is. I did this for a meme a very long time ago. For a meme where I just go, Cortana, show me this guy's balls, and then go and blast him. Cortana, show me this Scarab's balls. Didact, thank you very much for the gift of membership, dude. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. Thank you, dude. And congrats to Jack John Valoy, who got the membership. You are legally required to join the Discord server now. This is actually a massive problem. Okay, wait, this all ripped up. So okay, so there's a little bit of ripped debris here. Okay, there is a little bit along some of the edges where it's really shredded, but honestly not even all that much. And there's a little bit on the inside too. You get a little bit of this ripped, shredded debris going on in the Scarab here. You can see it here. It's kind of just poking out of certain areas here and there to really sell the whole "it's fucked up" effect. And then, I don't know if that did any more, but pretty much all of this is now shredded. There's a giant crack right here, which is kind of cool. It's shifted. So it's basically just shredding it, essentially. There's like big holes that shreds it completely. Bruh. Nice. Hey, Weasel. Alright. Alright, yeah. Yeah, right, yeah, right. I think I know what to do. Right, hide the original Scarab and its funny top hat. We'll hide all these markers for now. We need to start shredding this thing. Pretty heavily, in fact. Good news. It's pretty straightforward to do. Now, I think on the first damage state, we should get like a big damaged area like right here-ish. I think what I'm going to do is I want to kind of split it open. Like right there. I'm going to do like a big split open crack. Ew. Like that. I'm going to warp it there. Shift these two underneath like that. We do like... It's a little bit too uniform though. But I also do this. Okay, that's not bad. I try something like that. We're going to add a new material for this next part. We're going to call it E3 Scarab Destroyed. And this material is going to be this stuff right here, the molten internal guts. Oh, YouTube Studio settings, community moderation, all channels can redirect to my content channel, subscribe. Okay, I'll check that out. I think should be fine. People should be able to raid me. I didn't know there was such a thing. That's awesome. YouTube Studio settings, content, community moderation, defaults. All channels can redirect to my content. Okay, it's set up. Hell yeah. That's dope. Should I post my current drawing as a border chat? We're a partnered server. I mean, it's not like... Get more people to subscribe to see supporter chat? I mean, maybe that would work. I don't know. I suppose this could work for like a first thing. I think I need to extrude these inwards though. Assign all of that to the destroyed? Yeah, I think that's a little better. Okay, that's not bad for like a cracked, ripped open piece. That's pretty okay. That's pretty okay. Not bad, not bad. I like it. So that's our first bit of damage there. Ooh, depth, yeah. We got kind of a cracked piece there. I'm going to add some more for the first data damage, though, because, honestly, I don't think this is enough. I think if you started shooting at it from here, and you can't see that crack because it's only visible from one side, it would be smart to have another piece of damage visible somewhere on here. So I'm just going to start cutting away at this. How do you split up in a mesh like that? Oh, this is when you press V, it disconnects some vertices. I'm trying to think, I'm getting a little inspiration before I draw these cuts. Alright, let's draw. I'm gonna draw a little line there. A little line here. 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 Alright, so now we have some vertices here. I should probably just connect them up just to be safe. Alright, reasonably okay topology. I'm gonna go ahead and extrude these inwards. Expand it out, select it to this material, and we're gonna clean it up again. I like kind of ripping up and pulling the paneling up a bit. That's cool. Alright, that's not bad. A little bit of damage visible there. Would you mind doing that collab whenever you get off stream? I'd be down to hang out after stream and chat for a bit. I don't think the logo's the best Covenant vehicle. It's pretty cool. Alright, so now you got a little bit of damage there, a little bit of damage there. I think that's good for like a first damage state. Yo, Demon, thanks for the 5, man. Appreciate it. So, by the way, the speedrun for that game I said is like 9 minutes. And the average playthrough is anywhere from 15 to 7 hours. Please tell me that you did not miss a 7D. I think you keep the ball at work, bros. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I show some time after stream today. I'm really busy right now because I'm moving. Every day is just me moving a shit ton of stuff. And then coming home streaming as quickly as I can, and then usually going to sleep early, but I should have some time tonight. A big gash there, big gash there. We want new Scarab. We're just working on damage states for the E3 Scarab today, Targaryen. We're ripping its legs to pieces. I'm not building another one. No, 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 no. I thought we're making yet another one. One day. One day. Not today, but one day. Mod doesn't need a fourth one? No. But another mod. Another mod could use a fourth Scarab. I think we should do that. We should do a banished Scarab soon for a completely different mod. I think that sounds good. I think that sounds really good. Yeah. Hi, Weasel. Oh, you're so cute, my weasel. I love you so much. Oh, you're so sweet. Where you going, weasel? Where you going? She didn't like that. That was a shame. Alright. A flood scarab would be crazy. Somebody did that a long time. I think it was Alteros, though. Somebody did it. I would love to do it one time. All good. I work at a newspaper factory in Pflugerville, so I'm totally down for after stream. Bet. Okay. I would say more about where I live, but I like my home being private. You know, I don't want random people showing up from stream. They're like, rejected, huge fan. And I'm like, I'm in my underwear at home today. Somebody's like, I'm going to call a SWAT team to your house. I'm like, epic. Thanks for that. Guess I'll die. I'm in your walls. No, please don't do that. Please don't be in my walls. Thank you. RJ Modson is Underoos confirmed. Desu East Coaster confirmed. Nobody except East Coasters call it Underoos. RJ wears a G-string actually. It's true. I'm consistently wearing a G-string at all times. Alright, I think I'm going to try destroying this even further. I'm going to try going even further beyond. I'm going to expand this crack over to... I'll take it a bit further down to here. Expand it this way. And rip up some paneling here. This will be the medium damage state. I think I will... I'm gonna delete these parts here. Save this to a new one. So when it comes to destroying this, like, I'll probably get rid of these bits here. And then I'm gonna make another series of cuts starting from like here. I'll just make the same amount of cuts and bring it up to here. And then what I can do with that is I can delete all of this here. And everything else here is going to become an internal part. So I will fill in all of this. Like so. Doesn't have to be perfect. Oh shoot, I probably should have beveled that inwards before I made all these. Let me undo this a bit. I just wasn't thinking. Yeah, undo. What I wanted to do was create an extrusion from like here. Like that. Okay, now I have some more geometry to work with here. I'm gonna go boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Hopefully this ends up looking cool. I think it will. Hi, Weasel. What are you licking yourself? Okay, so far so good. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. No, I'm gonna go and extrude. Pull this out. Extrude to here. Fill that. Continue it this way. Fill this part. No, this part. Okay, that's a pretty deep gash. That looks good. We can mess with it though, because the reason that I made that second line right here was so that way I could pull the entire thing up to make it like the metal is like ripping upwards. I should probably lock in my selections before I accidentally fuck these up more. There, and then that should be good. So now what I can do, pull this upward like that. I can pull this upward here. I'll just kind of really rip these bits up like so. Really got a feel for that gash in it. And that'll let me pull these up and out and in. That doesn't look half bad. I'm likely gonna pull these in though, and pull this back, pull these down, like that. Not bad. Let's bring this down and in as well. Okay, that's a pretty cool giant gash. I could probably even stretch and pull some of this metal up a bit more. Sorry, I am locked in. I see you guys in chat. I am totally locked in at the moment. All right. What was the Foreigner Giant you previewed a few weeks back? Oh, are you talking about Davy Jones's Stratos Sentinel? He made that model and made it. He spent a long ass time. Yeah, he spent a really long time. Actually, if it was a couple weeks ago you last saw it, he sent me an updated version that looks way better than that. It's way cleaner. But this is it. This is Davy Jones' Stratos Sentinel. He worked so hard to get it possible to put this in game. It looks so awesome. It's fucking ginormous. It's huge. It's so cool. I believe it's to scale as well. I tried my best to scale it in Blender to like take his whole super complex model and just make it the right size. This thing is amazing. It's so cool. Looks so good on this map. Everything looks so good on this map. The lighting is amazing. Does it do the boom? So it doesn't do anything right now. I told JV Jones that I really, really want to rig it and do cool stuff with it and make it have animations. But for right now, because I'm working on Ultimate Forge, I don't really have enough time to work on it yet. But I think after Ultimate Forge, before we move to the Infinite mod, I can low-key just kind of want to animate it and fuck around with it. Give it a glassing beam. It's going to have something similar. So in Davy Jones's animations, he had this be some kind of like large-scale laser excavation beam. So likely what I'm going to do is I'll ask Davy Jones what he did, but I think I'm going to try doing triple lasers from here that go to a point as like a charging animation, and then it fires from an invisible point right here, and they kind of like, yeah, like a Death Star laser, exactly. It goes boing, and it shoots straight down. It'll have like idle animations, a big loud clunks and clanks. I'll have to rig it all up, make it so its eyes can like wiggle. It's got these pistons, which I'm not sure if I'm going to fully utilize them, because most of the time you wouldn't really notice. But yeah, I do have plans to rig up all of its like extra arms and moving parts. I want to ask Davy Jones some more information about how it all works on his natural rig that he did for his super awesome animation, because he was going to have really good insights on how he built it and everything. But oh, I'm super happy. Do you and SC Condor canonically have the ability to subspace travel? Yes, I am a lorehead enough to tell you that it does, in fact. Alright, I like that giant gash. I'm going to do another small gash for the major version on the top middle, maybe leaning slightly to the right, but we need to make this gash even crazier and even deeper. It's a big claw machine. I mean, yeah, pretty true. Look, if you're trying to make a condor in reach, I don't know how the hell knowing it does slip space is going to help, because you cannot. Well, yeah, you can. I thought of a way to do slip space travel. Never mind. Yeah, that's all gunked up there. That looks great. Well, how do I want to do this one? I'll have to definitely add some kind of expansion to the destruction here. I think I'll just start drawing it. Like that. Maybe up a bit, into the right, have it come down and around. There. Have it connected there. And then I could have this go like here, here, here. And that could be like the expansion to the crack. And then I guess I could worry about adding even more cracks in a second. Good evening, peeps. What up, SharkUL? I did not butcher that. Don't judge me. Alright, so next up for this bit, I'm going to take this and warp it even further. We're going to delete the internal faces that we had before, because these are going to go bye-bye. We're doing a Scarab Destruction today, so I am finally, long overdue to be honest, but I am doing destruction states for the E3 Scarab today. So that means we're basically going into the leg and chopping it up and adding a bunch of like extra detail to it, making it look all crazy. So I am taking chunks of it and just shredding it essentially. I'll delete those faces there. Put that extra face. Grab that. Pull these in a little. You indeed butchered it, but it was funny. English isn't my first language, okay? I'm lying. Okay, we're making some cuts. I'm just doing this to manually triangulate things. You don't have to do this. It gets auto-triangulated, but in areas where it counts, I'm trying to make it extra. Or just first language is Halo modding. It's true. Your first language is Spanish? Sí. Dantes. Well, that's not bad. I could try doing a little extrusion inwards, plus add it to Scarab Destroyed, and then we'll just start manually kind of morphing. Oops. Get rid of that selection, that selection, that selection. What inwards? Drag these around. Okay, this looks pretty good. I'll do a Scarab in our project, but animations are such a pain in the ass with Reforger. It's one of the things I cannot wrap my mind around. Is it like in a weird format? Can you... Oh, it's probably the implementation of the animation graph, huh? Is there an animation graph? I mean, there has to be some kind of animation graph for vehicles, considering you like wheels turning and stuff. Unless that's physics based. No, that's probably animation based. But yeah, getting a Scarab in I could imagine being challenging. I mean, one of the things Scarabs need is an IK system, so that way the feet can interact with the ground as it walks, unless you're fine with like floating feet. Proximity animation, wait, proc anim, is that? Oh, procedural animations for simple stuff. Yeah, that makes sense. I think that would be fine for the most part. I don't know what the animation system's like at all. Animation systems can get very complicated. Thankfully, at least when it comes to the classic Halo games, animation system is pretty straightforward. You don't get a whole lot of control over like stuff. You really just have to kind of work with what the game gives you, but it's not too bad. Okay, that's not bad. Some big gashes there. Legs getting real beat up. And then I want to do one up here. Kind of center, maybe coming down. I will say, Mark, if I can learn anything about Arma Reforger modding, I think it would be so cool to implement some really dope stuff like that. My specialties are in just like relatively simple animations and stuff. Like when it comes to like Scarab animations, this wasn't too hard to animate. Effects as well. I'm a big fan of making nice particles and things. It'd be really fun to lend a hand sometimes. Doing stuff like this is just I absolutely love it. Though I'm not familiar at all with Arma modding, so I'd probably be more of a hindrance than anything. I don't know the systems for any of that stuff. You know, I'm going a little too crazy with this. Since this is just a medium damage state, I'm going to go ahead and go boom, 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 boom. Alright, we're going to try this. I'm just going to make this one simple. I'm going to extrude inwards, and it's just going to be kind of a hole. What if the Scarab had a wee gun? How do you know it doesn't? Halo Meister! Good to see you, man. Thank you for the 2. Appreciate it. So good. Relatable has been me today. And with the gifted membership, he gambles. Thank you for that. And hits Link. Congrats to Link. Thank you for the sudden, spontaneous gamble. I appreciate it. Huge gambling guy myself. You know, I love life savings. What even is that? Never heard of it. But it's good to see you, Hellmeister. Appreciate the gift. Thank you, man. Alright, there's our medium damage state. How far are we into it? We're doing pretty good. So first we did the minor damage state, which kind of like cracked open right there and right there. And then we took it a step further with the major damage point, which really ripped those open there. And we added this little bit, and I think we're about done with the major damage state. And next up is going to be the most destroyed damage state that the leg can get to, where I'm gonna now connect these two together into like one enormous explosive gash, and then have this one rip all the way down the side along it. And then I can just copy and paste that to every leg, just hook it up with regions and stuff, and you know, we'll add some effects, but that comes after. But basically, we're making really good progress on the damage states. Like I am cooking right now. It's crazy. I'm just cooking. Scarab goes crazy. Look at this thing. That's a lot of bloom. I know the ODST map is insane levels of bloom, but that's just how it is in ODST. They went crazy with it for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, to make what I said a shorter story, we're doing pretty good. Alright, so this will be the damage state. Major leg, assign that. This one is going to become medium leg FR. Assign that. We're doing good so far. Now we just got to take this major leg and absolutely fuck it up insano mode, wacky style. That's a technical term if you didn't know. You have to be ramped using all your assets would be sick. Hell yeah, I'll be uploading a ton of them after Ultimate Forge. I'm gonna spend like a day or two just uploading and cleaning up my files and getting them up. I will need some help with that from your guys' side, so if any of you guys want to try downloading my tags and telling me what's missing. A lot of my stuff is disorganized, and I'll definitely miss a couple things, like a random weapon tag will be in an incorrect folder and stuff like that. So if any of you guys want to help me so I can upload a ton of my tags, honestly, your assistance would be massively appreciated. Because the main reason I haven't uploaded anything, or not anything, but a lot of my tags still to GitHub is because it's so just messed up and disorganized. large sections of this are just going to be straight up missing. I'm going to go ahead and rip off most of this here. Most of this is just going to be gone. So we'll get rid of all of those. Let me say real quick, then we'll get rid of all those. And then as far as this goes, we can have that to there, 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 there. We'll grab the textures for our destroyed stuff. Hide all that, and we're gonna get rid of all of these here. So now you can see basically the entire leg is destroyed at this point. I think this one's supposed to be deleted. Yeah, so here is the gigantic destroyed section of the leg. And essentially, you know, maybe I shouldn't have deleted it all. I think I made a mistake with that. Okay, we'll keep all that. We'll redo those cuts where we kind of came through here and did this. You could probably grab even like from here, here, here. Here. Okay, there we go. So it'll go all the way down the leg. Plus, we'll grab the insides here with the destroyed part. Not this, though. And then we're going to try extruding and scaling inwards. Pushing it back. Okay. Bro was a Bungie dev? No, but I would have been probably nice to have back on the team back in the day, but... Oh wait, let me... Back here, assign to destroyed. Okay, let me +1, assign. Nice, okay, so now we have this like mangled up, messed up interior, but thankfully we can actually simplify this now. A lot of this geometry in here we can just straight up get rid of. Yeah, I think I'm gonna remove most of this. It's messy. Yeah, most of this interior stuff I'm just gonna have to get rid of. So this is gonna be like the properly destroyed leg. So by the time you shoot this Scarab's legs like a ton, this entire area will just become like completely exposed. Alright, that's not bad. This is a good starting point. So I'm going to have to move this all here around quite a bit. Not bad, not bad. Does it have sirens like the police? What? Does what have sirens like the police warthog? The Scarab? Does the Covenant Scarab have warthog sirens? What are you guys talking about? Destroy the core and it'll split in half. That would be pretty awesome. I'm not opposed to doing something like that too, because that'd be sick. I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and draw a bunch of geometry lines going like kind of out here. Do a little bit of like an outline around this area here, because I want to like have some of it at least the ability to go up and get like ripped up and out. Alright, we'll drag some lines into here, so that way we can make a little bit more complicated shapes on the inside of this giant scarab wound. Kind of like that. I might make it more detailed after, but this should be okay. And kind of drag another line down, triangulate it a bit, add some of that. Another one down to here. Okay, we're getting there. Dude, this is messed up. I'm gonna have to probably round out the shape of it a little bit. Make part of the damage texture expose dead hunter worms. That's not a bad idea. In the Halo 3 Scarab damage states, it has like a giant metal rod exposed going down one of the legs. I think I'm gonna try that on here. At the very least, I'll do that. Worms could be cool, though. Alright, nearly done stitching all this stuff up. Okay, not bad. It's a good start. It's definitely fucked up looking. No doubt about that. The whole leg is just shredded. I think I'm going to pull the middle of it out a bit, though, like this. Give it a little bit more volume. Could a scarab make a bond, brother? That's a 343 Halo Studios question. Actually, it's not, because they haven't put a scarab in any of their games. Never mind. Ask Bungie. Does it blow your mind that 343 has not put a Scarab in any of the games? The only 343 game that had a Scarab was on accident. They left in the Halo Reach Scarab in one of the Halo 4 Spartan Ops levels. Completely accidental. Halo Wars 2, that was just published by 343. It was developed by a different studio's ensemble. Scarab buckles caused by killing some words in the legs, which disrupts the hive's connection. They gotta reconnect, I suppose. But no Scarabs during the 343 era. No Scarabs during the 343 era. Very sad. Very, very sad. Probably outline this thing with sharp edges. I wonder if that would look good or bad. Does the Halo 3 destroyed Scarab have sharp edges on the... It looks like it does. Yeah. Yeah, there you can really see the stuff and the things. Also some of the things and some of the stuff. You know what I'm saying. There we go. So that is just absolutely a shredded leg right there. Pretty cool though, pretty cool. I don't dislike it. Definitely looks like it's fucked up. We do need to, before we do anything more, we do need to expand this damaged area here. Go ahead and do that, there, there to there, to there, like there. Sure, why not? We'll go there, in and down. We'll select all this. Going to extrude and then delete all those faces. Well, I'll delete these faces. There we go. Then we'll delete some of these excess bent faces. Actually, undo. Need to just do a quick region or material assignment. There we go. Then we can mass select all these bent internal faces here. Which did look very good on the other one, but we are done with them now. Cool. Okay, so we just have these selected. Alright, let's just start making a bunch of merges and shapes in here. This is the last major section that I'm gonna have to fill in manually here. After this, it's basically like texturing and then adding in extra details, because I've done this one leg now, and that leaves pretty much everything else done at this point. I'm gonna do all this, and then I'm gonna bend some of these bits up and out like that. We're getting close to being done here. I think for the most part this is good. Like if I saw the Scarab leg look like this, I'd be like, yeah, that thing's going down. Not bad. I like it. We got the sharp marked right there. I'm gonna go do that on the others real quick, but for the most part, this is pretty sick. Must be doing damage states? Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm locked in, so I apologize if I'm like, I'm not reading chat as much as I could be right now. I know I'm not, but for this, I do have to lock in a little bit because it gets a little bit complex. Mark my sharps. Looks good, I think. Yeah, there we go. The same thing over here. We're pretty close to being done with these. I do want to add like extra bits to the damage states, like for example, the little like ripped up pieces that I added to the Halo 2 Scarab's damage states, where you kind of have these little like ripped metal sheets right here sticking up. I want to do some of those, which I can just kind of plop them on there. But as far as like the majority of the damage states themselves, it's pretty good. I'm going to try it with the leg first. I think I did a better job with the overall like shape of these damage states than I did on the Halo 2 one. I think the Halo 2 one's still fine, but I think this is a little better. The Scarab having an actual core, the Scarab's weak point could be the inner green part of the mouth where the beam comes out of and it's vulnerable and buckled. Could take more damage too. Yeah, I was even thinking about doing something with like the texture on the bottom of it, because right now there's not anything here, but I could add a sort of like a core here that like has like an animated bit that maybe gets exposed or something. Like when it goes down and it buckles, I could have the buckle animation kind of like open up a core for it to vent. Something like that. Could even maybe have it spawn like AIs or something. Though in multiplayer that wouldn't really work, but I'm thinking a campaign scenario. But yeah, I'm thinking of maybe like some kind of core hatch opens here, and you have to just totally blast it while it's down, and then as it goes up, the hatch will close back up. We'll see though. We're getting there. Anyway, this looks pretty good. The last thing I gotta do here is select all our damage states and just UV them. That's fine for that one. Oh, it looks like I forgot some sharps right there. I think we're good on that, though. Why is this one all wonk? Oh, because it's an N-gon. Is that just a shading thing? I guess it like wasn't shaded smooth for some reason. I'll make sure they're all shaded smooth as well, screw it. Like that, shade smooth. Like that, shade smooth. Like that, shade smooth. Alright, should be good. for the most part, I think we're set. Let me make sure the major one is UV'd as well. Okay, looks pretty good. Probably have to work on that a little bit, but I think we're set enough to try this out. I just like to Control T. Is Control T triangulate? Is that a hotkey for triangulate? Oh, it is. I've been manually just hitting triangulate faces on my search this whole time. Good to know. I just let the exporter handle triangulation most of the time because it auto adds the modifier to everything with the Halo Blender toolkit, but very good to know. I have to triangulate stuff reasonably often. I'll remember that. You know what time it is, guys? What did you eat for dinner? Culver's. I tried Culver's for the first time. It was pretty damn good. Not good enough to pay that price again, but pretty good. Alright, so here's the Scarab with everything. I'm going to have to do better physics models going forward, but this isn't half bad. If I keep this physics model for the legs in the future, I just need to do the body physics model better. I think I made this like really fast, but now it's got damage states on one leg, so we're going to hook up those damage states, and if they look good, we can start adding effects and polishing it up, and then put it on all the other legs. So let's go ahead and give this a try. Export this out to here. Export that, and I'm going to hook up my folders in the background real quick, so get everything imported. Go Halo 3. I'm going to open up Tool in the background. My tags folder ready. Alrighty. So first thing we need to do is we need to grab that Scarab shader. The one that has like the internals and everything. So Scarab shaders, and we're looking for, I believe it's Scarab damage. We're going to go Scarab E3. We're going to throw our shader in here. This is E3 Scarab Destroyed was the name of the shader. We called it in Blender. So now we have that set up. And we need to grab our brand new one here. Throw all of these into our data folder to import it into the game. Blender hotkey. How much time I've been spending in there. Alright. We don't even need to rerun anything. Actually, we can just do a bulk import on the whole thing. So let's do that. Objects. Not characters. Objects giants. We're going to our E3 Scarab here. We're going to open the model. Arma will just not recognize if it's not a clean poly. Yeah, that's fair enough. There are certain restrictions in Halo that if you don't abide by, especially with maps, you can't have like any geometry that's open, like Doom style almost, where just nothing can be open. It must all be perfectly closed up with no errors. Adam, thank you for the 2! Very much appreciated. The second super chat of the stream. Much appreciated. He said, my last 2 till tomorrow. Anyway, I was watching Gamma Company marks every human ship in Halo and saw a few ships I think would be cool as playable vehicles or forge pieces. Posting screenshots the ones I like the most in stream chat. I can't promise a ton of ships because we're pretty low on forge object count remaining, but I know how much you love ships, so I will poke around. I'll take a look. The owl would be cool to have. It's kind of ugly, but it's also kind of cool. It's just like a fucked up looking pelican. I don't know who designed the front of it. It's like a lot closer in design to the actual Aliens dropship that it was based off of. Gliders seem way easier than this. In Arma, they're very involved. In this, you literally just make convex shapes. Like this is actually this one, when convex, looks more like that. But you just make convex shapes, and the importer will handle them. They're parented to bones and stuff. Doom also required closed geometry, same with Source Engine. They calculate the playable space by spawning raycasts from entities and search the walls to collide with. Yeah, I mean, you can have maps that have open voids, but then the AI won't work because it can't generate pathfinding unless it's all totally closed up. A lot of the cool ships that you showed are sadly just concept art and there's no models of them. This one's kind of cool. Longsword Stealth Fighter. I think this is supposed to be a 343 era redesign of the Longsword, and that makes me sad. I'm not a member. Delilah, no! No! Look I'm ashamed. You should be. Oh, right. We got to do regions on the collision or else we won't be able to get this working. I almost forgot. We're also going to need area damage blocks. Very cool. So this region is no longer going to be default body. It's going to be default leg front right. So this is going to be our... I'm going to call it the actual and default leg FR. I'm going to have to do the exact same thing with the collision as well. Where's my collision model? Body. There's only a body collision model? Oh, whatever. I can do... That's fine. We have our default body there. Body there. I'm just going to duplicate this. What material does it have? It's just literally called Scarab E3. I'm going to make a new material for it, and I'm going to call it... I do need to give it a specific material. Yeah, this is going to be leg front right. Assign that, get rid of this. So here's our leg front right object. Also going to duplicate it, give it a collision called default leg front right. I don't know if I need a special collision model for each state of the leg. Can you replace all the Banshee models in Reach and 4 with the real one with the band ships of the tips of the wings? Yeah, I mean, that's easy. That's pretty easy to do. Delilah, thank you for becoming a member. Oh, that's better. Thank you. I don't know how many months that is, but it's over 2 years, which is crazy. I know you've been around forever and ever and ever and ever, but thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate it. You've been here for so damn long. It's good to see you. I don't know if each leg needs a damaged version, but fuck it. I think it does need a collision region for each leg. Let's do a minor leg FR. And we'll also set its region to that. Do medium leg FR. Then we'll do a major leg FR. I don't know if the physics model needs the same treatment, but we can copy and paste this in the end, so that's fine. So that is now a collision model assigned to every different damage state that we just made with all of the crunchy fucked up physics, so that's cool. Now that we have that, it has a specific material assigned to the leg front right. The leg front right major, leg front right medium, leg front right minor, and then body has that already included with the default leg front right. Okay, so far so good. Lastly, I think it does need a physics model, so just in case it does, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. What was that? I heard something. Oh. That was weird. I think I just like hallucinated a super chat or something. I swear I saw something pop up on my screen. I get so used to them. The last 2 streams have been super chill when it comes to super chats and stuff. I shouldn't complain or nothing, but I'm just like throwing me off because usually with this community, people be going crazy. And when it doesn't happen, I become like Pavloved into expecting it. Though I can't really complain because as nice as it is to have super generous community, sometimes it's also nice to chill. That longsword, the owl, and the point blank cruiser have stealth capabilities like a prowler. I'm pretty sure that's just 3/4 that we're redesigning them, to be honest. I finally got an SSD so no more running off a hard drive. It's so much better. You cannot PC game in this current year with a hard drive. It's just not possible. It's just straight up not possible. I'm very happy for you, and I'm glad you upgraded, because that is so necessary. The owl's cool to look closer to the holes, the same as the pelican, but the wings are a third the size. That would definitely not fly. The owl is... I'm gonna be honest, the owl's pretty ugly. This is not a good looking vehicle. The wings are cool, but the cockpit design thing with like the sensor array that's like poking out, that is butt ugly. The wings are badass, even the rear is badass. I don't know what the fuck that is. Ripped out all my HDs because shotgun is right. Damn right I am. Yeah, I think we're set. Let's see, make sure that's minor, medium, major, default. And then for the physics model, minor, medium, major, default. Okay, this now should be fully set up to do one leg destruction. And we can go set that up right now. We're going to do a massive bulk import here. HDD to SDD or to SSD is a night and day difference in all load times, including just booting every PC. Yeah, it's crazy. It's so crazy. Your main operating system has to be installed on an SSD. It has to. He said, oh, quick question. I see you're working with quads on that collision model. Are quads more efficient to render for collisions? I always thought tries for games, quads for animation. I use quads just because they're easier to work with, but everything exports as triangles. As far as I understand, every game engine requires triangles. Every object in here has a triangulate modifier on it already, so when it exports, it triangulates, and I just try my best to work with quads unless I need a particular triangle, because quads are just way easier to work with. They're way cleaner. But I do triangulate where needed. But yeah, it's just automatically triangulate. I'm pretty sure all game engines do that. They either, like Unity, for example, auto triangulates everything. What makes quads easier? Just visually easier. And because with triangles, you can get things just kind of messy. Like, you could have, like, a grid like this. And depending on, like, how your triangulation is, it could have, like, one there. It could have, like, one there. But then you have, like, one here. And then, I don't know, just like this. And they could just, it gets kind of, like, hard to look at if your triangulation isn't like perfectly triangulated, and it's just kind of ass to look at. So I would just take this and I would just run tries to quads on it, and then suddenly it's like a lot easier visually to look at. Need quads for loop cuts too? Yeah, generally it's just way better to work with quads. And then just triangulate and export. But if you triangulate and export and you get some issues, then you can manually triangulate it and kind of re-angle them and work with it and do any tweaks as needed. But generally, triangulation isn't going to ruin your geometry. Unless you're doing like massive folds with quads, in which case you'll definitely want to throw some triangle cuts in there just to make sure things are looking right. But yeah, if you're trying to do loops and stuff, like, if this was triangulated, I wouldn't be able to do like a loop selection right here on these. I might be able to, depending on the way it's triangulated, but generally, for like loop selections, quads are super handy for that. It just saves a lot of time, basically. Alrighty, let's do a region for this. We need a new region called leg FR. It's gonna have a default permutation where it's in perfect condition. And then we're going to add 3 new states for it, starting with the minor state, which is going to be set to the state minor. Duplicate that for medium. Set that to the medium damage state. And then finally, we're going to add a major damage state to it. So now all the legs have their damage states recognized. Then we're actually going to add damage info to this. I forget. I'm going to do a really basic damage setup because I low-key kind of forgot how it's set up. So I'm just going to do a really basic one. But for this, we're going to do hard metal thick, covenant for the most part. Yeah, there. Same with the leg. And Then I'm not going to mess with this anywhere. We're going to have the global indirect be the exact same. I'm going to worry about collision. Max vitality just for testing. I'm going to make it like 250 HP. It's not going to recharge. We're going to add no shields or anything. Hi, Weasel. Come here. Hi, sweetie. Hey, sweetie. Hi, sweet girl. Hey, sweet girl. You're so pretty. Yes, Weasel, I love you. You happy? I gotta give her love. My cat's, she's a total brat. She needs love or else she'll start getting mad and acting out. You're so pretty, cat. You're so pretty. So cute. I love you. I always wondered how any quad is rendered in a 3D environment when all 4 points are not on the same 2D plane. 3 points are always on a plane. The fourth can be anywhere, and it confuses me. Every single... Well, quads are actually kind of an illusion. Everything is triangulated everywhere all the time. Working with quads, though, because, I mean, you can bend... If you take a quad, like you said, you can take a quad, but if you took, like, these two corners and then bent them downwards... You can tell it's triangulated. Even though there's actually not an edge between these two lines, it's rendering these as triangles. So everything is triangulated in every program all the time because everything has to be triangulated. Quad workflow is just easier visually and like for interface stuff. But yeah, everything actually is triangles. So your confusion is correct. And that's basically because everything triangulates because that's the only way that math of triangle-based meshes will ever work. I'm not like a mathematician, but that definitely is the case. I'm also not that talented of a 3D modeler. It's always triangles. Always was. It always was. Damage section. We're gonna start with leg front right. Vitality percentage, we'll just say, I don't know, 0.25. Add ourselves an instant response for it. And this is going to not do kills object. But this first one is going to be when it goes to 75% health on the leg. I won't have any effects for it, but we will take the leg front right and transition the state to minor damage. And then we'll duplicate this for the next one, which will have it go to 0.5 and translate it to a medium damage state. And then last damaged state transition will bring its damage threshold to 0.25 and set it to the major damage state. And then lastly... Oh, I forgot to duplicate it. Duplicate 0.5 medium. Duplicate 0.25, so 25% health, major damage state, and then just for fun, we duplicate. We won't change anything here, but at 0 damage, we will buckle the Scarab, which won't do anything for now, but it will be a thing that will happen. Kills giants, no buckles giants. All right. So we don't have any effects, we don't have any sounds or anything. Oh my god, it just exploded turrets everywhere. Alright, we're going to give this a try. We're just going to shoot it with bullets for now. We're going to see if the model changes. I'm not seeing any changes to it yet. I might need a big weapon. I also cannot AoE damage it. I might not even have the thing set up right. Let me go... double check with the regular Scarab model and see. I think I need some check boxes here. Let's see. Takes stuff for children. Not die from damage. Yeah, I did not damage that player. I think that's fair. We're going to do legs. It says absorbs body damage and restored on resurrection. Alright, we're going to do both of those. And maybe that will enable us to be able to do some damage. Let me grab, what's the Scarab leg name? Hard metal solid Scarab. Leg joint, leg armor. We don't want the joints, we want the leg armor, right? Was it thick or solid? That's going to be the correct material. I think it's solid. I feel like solid is the more beefy one, though. I need my balls debug weapon. Come here, balls. Where is it? Balls? Oh, you're right here. The fucking Scarab is overriding it. God damn it. All time for my lunchtime nap. I'll catch you after this thing's looking good. Dude, keep it up. Thank you. I appreciate that. Enjoy your lunch, man. I might have to make myself a sandwich pretty soon. Entry radius, let's do 25. Oh, damn it. Okay, fine. I'll put a balls down. I need to give the balls weapon a model. There we go. Okay, so it is just not successfully taking damage right now. Got it. I may need to add a damage state specifically for main here. Which literally just exists to absorb body damage. Oh, I have 2 leg front rights. What the fuck? Okay, maybe that's why it was broken. Let me also insert a main which absorbs body damage. It will be the indirect damage section. Oh, right, I also have to set the material. I almost forgot about that. No wonder it wasn't working. Alright, there we go. So now it should take damage. There we go. Okay, that is extremely fucked up looking. The internal texture is not tiling nearly enough, but oh, my weight painting is slightly on the leg there. Gotta fix that. Is that thigh? Is it shin back right? Front right. The shin front right. Okay, yeah, everything should be assigned shin front right. Actually, why do I even have these extra damage or groups on here? I just want it on shin front right, and that is it. Everything else can go. As you can tell, when you start working on stuff at this scale, things can get mildly complicated. But it works. It doesn't have any effects or sounds that make it seem cool, but it definitely works. We have functioning leg destruction. Alright, so we shoot it a little bit, it would go like, and you would see like some bits kind of pop out of there. You know, things would be going a little wacky, a little wild. Then you'd shoot it some more, and then another explosion would come out of there. Another explosion come out of there. Maybe I'll add some like plasma fire to it. There'd also be a little one up here where this kind of gets mangled a bit. And then you finally are shooting, and then boom, giant explosion. I'll have to have like debris pop off and land on the ground where things fall apart. And you can tell his leg is like extra fucked up. I'll add a little bit of extra stuff to it. And actually, while I'm here, the new shader we added, Scarab destroyed material. I'm going to go ahead and up the uniform scale values up to 4 on this, because I think they're just a little bit off. Double all the scale of that. You can see the effect that'll have there. Makes it a bit more detailed on the inside, which I think looks nicer. Allows you to kind of see the destroyed areas a little clearer. And it breaks open a little bit more. It's not looking so hot. It's seen better days, and then you keep shooting, you keep shooting. Bam, explosion, scarab roar. The entire leg is ripped open. And we don't have a buckle animation yet, but the no texture mapping how? What? It has textures. Got UV maps. Halo Wars beta image you showed earlier, what was that video? If so, does it show the scarab fight? That's because I wonder if the E3 scarab in that video had damage states. Well, even if it did, there's no way I could use them. Cause I don't think it did, though. I don't believe it did. I think it just kind of went down maybe with some fire and smoke and stuff. Well, ooh, nice gate. This does like no damage. Pro tip, don't use snipers against scarab armor. They do like nothing. Alright, AoE won't work yet. We do have to set up AoE to actually deal damage. So stuff like grenades and explosions aren't going to do anything yet. But we can easily get that working. I think even if I used the balls weapon, it probably wouldn't work either. Where's my balls weapon? Hello? Balls. God damn it, I hate that it's invisible. I'm going to put it against this thing right here so I can find it every time. What I mean is you didn't just map and texture paint them in Blender. It's all just a layer system, too difficult for a mirror. No, I just texture them. It's using a tileable texture. So the textures that I did, I literally just UV mapped them super basically. You can see on the major damage state here. If I went in onto this new area, I made a new material for it. And then I clicked U and I UV mapped it to a texture like this. I just added a new material, I clicked U, I clicked unwrap, and it did that, but you know, just for this area here. And then that material in game is literally just this texture here, but just like looping infinitely with like some glowy bits on it like this. And that's just the texture that it has. So when you rip it open, you'll see that texture on there. As you can see, it just kind of loops and has its glowy bits and stuff all over it. Nothing crazy. It's a really basic texture job. But it looks decent. It looks decent. I should probably add some more detail. I kind of want to add like a big metal rod going down the middle of it. I think that would look pretty cool. When I stopped creating the hunting videos, just years and years have gone by. Kind of lost the passion for it. And the interest in the project just kind of died down. So I went and moved on to other stuff. So now it should be buckled, but it doesn't have a buckling animation, but now the scarab is buckled. So I think if I tried to get in it, I wouldn't be able to move. I lied. I might need a buckling animation in order to trigger that function. I wonder what it looks like with its destroyed leg. It's one fucked up leg. Want to see those videos from my childhood? Love them. I'm glad you like them so much, Aaron. To come back all these years later and say that means a lot. Lets me know you really enjoyed them. I'm gonna clip that. Thanks for teaching. No problem. Oh yeah, that thing is messed up. What is that? Oh, I accidentally left a triangle there. Let's get rid of that. It's on a major damage state. I don't see it on here, actually. Allegedly, there's one here. What are you doing, Weasel? What are you doing? What are you doing, huh? Gonna get comfy? There you go. There you go, Sugar. There you go. That's better, huh? That's better. That's a little better. Now you can get cozy. Now you can relax, little Weasel. Love my cat. That's weird. I don't see that triangle in here. I wonder where it's from. I do want to do a giant metal rod going down the middle, because that would be pretty sick. I'll try to straighten this out, and then maybe I could, like, add an extra cut for it. That might be cool. Do it like that, perhaps. Then maybe I could, like, extrude it up and out. Alright, so I'll try to straighten this out a little bit. I will drag these down like so. Alright, let's just merge these up. That center, bring that down to there. Okay. Now I'll kind of have like this metal exposed bit on the inside. I don't know if this will look cool, but I'm gonna see. Let's assign that to the metal texture. I'll leave it there. I don't know how that'll look. I'm not sure what that's really assigned to. Oh, I'm missing some triangulation here. Redo the unwrap on that. And this one, that should be fine. Let's give it a try. That's so clean. I mean, I don't think it's that clean, to be honest. It was kind of messy, but I do things kind of messy. I'm just saying, I screw it most of the time. It's probably fine. Honestly, doesn't look half bad. I think it needs to be shifted a little to the right, though. It does look cool, though. It kind of looks like there's a big metal bar on the inside that's become exposed. From the right angle, it really shows and shines. think I should make it a little bit bigger. Kind of thin. Alright, let's try that again with the metal. A little unwrap. Whoa, whoa. That again. A little unwrap there. Shrink it down because it looked kind of good there. Grab the destroyed part, unwrap that one again just because it got tweaked a little. Don't want any stretched textures. We go again. Alright, we're not using tool for this. We are manually or quickly bulk importing it. Right, let's see if this looks any better. Maybe it's too much. I kind of liked it being subtle, but why don't you like make your own game? I have had indie projects I've worked on, but nothing has been super inspiring for me. Ooh, that looks a bit cooler, honestly. Probably should move it over to the side a touch, though. Do that real quick. You guys can't see. Oh yeah, pull that metal out a little bit. Redo the unwrap one more time. This should look a little nicer and make a bit more sense. Let's see here. Honestly, the minor states I'm noticing are just like not all that noticeable damage-wise. I might tweak them a bit, make them a little bit more noticeable. Are you doing update tonight? Hope not, or make a new instance on workshop so my map can survive. I can hold it off if you want to try it out. Okay, that damage state's pretty good, and then boom, the main one. Oh, that looks much better. The metal part going down the middle looks clean. Really feels like it like ripped into the internals of the leg. That's cool. Nice, dude. Nice. That's awesome. Anna, do you have any pics of the map you're working on? I'm curious, unless you don't want to show it, but I'm very curious about it. Making a video, I can DM you a link on Discord? Sure. You just throw it in the server if you want. It'll probably be easier. Just pop it in like media or stream chat. I'll check it out. That's nice. I like that little metal bar in there. That's cool. I might even give it a separate material on the major damage state where it has the exact leg material, but maybe the lights could be flickering a bit on it. I think that would be cool. Let me give that a try. Do metal. Let's copy the name. A new material, metal damaged. No, wait, not metal damaged. Shell damaged. What we'll do is select the shell on the major damage state and give it to there. We'll call this one shell major. Assign that. And then on the medium one, we can give the shell here. It's Odema, thanks for the 5, man. Appreciate it, dude. Your shell medium. Thank you, dude. Appreciate the support. You said, now slap an AI on it so I can fight it. Seems pretty strong. Yeah. It's pretty freaking strong, dude. An AI should theoretically work with this. I would just have to set it up so that it knows how to use the weapon and has like firing timings for it, but it is missing a few animations that would make it a bit easier to control, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Alright, the reason I wanted to make separate materials for the medium and major damage states is because I thought it'd be cool if the lights on there would blink a bit and kind of flicker. Weasel, I'm gonna let you down. I'm gonna let you down. Love you, kitty cat. No, you girl. And the way I'm going to do that is by going into the Illum map right here. I'm going to go to the intensity, and I'm going to set it to a periodic type of intensity. Normally it goes up to 20, but I'm going to have it go from 0 to 20 on a spark. No, not spark. Jitter. Yeah, jitter. Kind of like this. We'll set the frequency to like 0.2. Max 1. Do minimum negative 0.5. Max 2. And I guess we try setting this to 1. That's not too bad. Oh, and the time period, we set it to 5 seconds. Save that. And then we're also going to do the medium one. We'll see how the medium one looks. Paste that. But what I'll do is I'll set this very similarly. Minimum will be 0 though. The time period for this will be like 15 seconds, so it's only going to do... Only going to drop every once in a while. So let's give it a go. I think the material should be set up right. So we damage it a little. It goes to the minor damage state, where there'll be some sparks and stuff that come off. You can see it's got a little bit of damage. Then you go here, the medium. The lights on it, glowing pretty bright. Not seeing any dips on them. Not visibly. Alright, we'll go to the major. Honestly, it's not dipping at all. I'm a bit confused. Did I not export correctly? Medium. Let's set to shell medium. Is that not the shell material? That should be the shell material. Yeah, I got metal on the back. Shell medium on the front. Let me try double checking the shell major material. Perhaps I've done something wrong. That should be working. Does this hurt the Scarab? No, you know, I'm sure the Scarab's fine. Did I not export? Maybe I just straight up didn't export. Maybe there was an error with it, I'm not sure. There shouldn't have been errors with it. What's happening? What's going on? Damage states, Roswell. We have them. They don't have fancy effects and stuff yet, but they work. Trying to make the lights blink when it takes damage. So we get a little bit of damage. Get that medium. Oh, there we go. I must not have exported. You see that little bit of flickering in there on medium, and then you go to the major damage state. It is not looking so hot. I think I will reduce it a little though. I think it's pulled down a little too much. We're gonna do minus 0.5 as that. I don't want it to fully blink, otherwise people might think it's buckled already. I'm gonna set the frequency to like 5. See how that looks. Okay, frequency way too high. Maybe 2 would be better. Okay, minimum definitely needs to be lowered a little. Minus 0.5, bring it down. So it gets a little darker when it does flicker. That leg has seen better days, but as you can see, it's crunchy. It's been exposed. Not looking so hot. Damage is definitely huge. It's rather large. So this is what the damage states look like for those of you guys who haven't been checking it out. It's right now we only have it on this leg, but shoot it a bit. Let's see a crack will open there. Well, I'll add some effects here shortly, but we're working on it. So crack opens there, a little crack opens there. If you're on the sides, you can see it out front. It's a little harder to see. I'll add some effects so it becomes a little more noticeable. But then you keep shooting. The crack expands, gets bigger. It'll have fire and smoke effects come out. Doesn't turn red on the Halo 3 variant, only when buckled. And then big crack is opened up there. And then also, you can't really see it from the bottom, but a little bit has opened up on the top there. If you keep shooting it, it'll get to the major state where it's like massively, there'll be a huge explosion. The lights are flickering. This thing is cut deeply into, over here it's all warped and kind of messed up. Yo Talca, thanks for the 2. What animations does it need? Does the rig have IK? The rig does have IK. That's how I was able to make the animation so fast. I do have to delete the IK on every animation export because Halo 3 doesn't like IK bones existing. It gets very upset. But yeah, that's how I was able to animate the legs relatively cleanly. Just doing some IK shenanigans in Blender. Yeah, it's pretty busted up though. I'm liking the damage states. I do want to add a little more to the damage states before we start adding them to all the legs though. Because while the damage states do look good, the Halo 3 Scarab Vanilla and the Halo 2 Scarab that I did inspired by it does have these little like ripped up metally bits that I want to add to it. POV, you're fucking dead. Oh god, wait, one of the vertices on the destroyed leg is set to something completely incorrect. Did you see that? I thought I fixed all that. I'll have to go back in and tweak it. Like one vertice stretching wildly. You guys can't see it's behind my webcam, but there it is. One triangle going wild. Make sure they're all good. Should be good now. Let's double check that that fixed it. I want to make sure that this thing is perfect before I put it on any of the other legs. Otherwise, I'll just be wasting my time and I'll have to go back and do fixes on every single leg individually, and I would really rather not do that. Alright, new import is done. Alright, leg is chunked down. Let's go see. Does the animation still freak out? Nope, it's good. Hell yeah, that's awesome. I know it's a subtle detail, but I do really like that metal bar in the leg. It looks cool. Not bad, not bad. Alright, we're gonna add some of the ripped up metal debris on this here. Actually turned red when it walked. I don't think it did. It probably just seen light shining. The texture doesn't have anything for it to turn red. I could have it go red when it takes a lot of damage. I could literally copy, let's see, it's 2, 2, minus 0.5 at 5. I'll give it a try. We'll do a periodic 2, 2 at 5 seconds. Set to jitter. That's kind of cool. Be like, oh shit, the leg is failing. I don't know if that makes any sense though, like logic wise. What do you guys think? Is the red too much? Should it just be red all the time to let you know the leg is fucked up? I could just leave it red all the time. We can see what that looks like. Just have it be blinking red. Oh, let me add it real quick just as a test. See if it looks better or worse. So it could be like, oh shit, the leg is fucked up, so it's red. I was gonna keep it flashing. I was just thinking of switching it to red after it takes enough damage. Although that is kind of a sign that it's buckled, I think, when it flashes red. So maybe I should save it red for when it's buckled and it's down. Rainbow Scarab RGB. I think that's possible. I do think RGB is possible. We could try it. We could switch it to a 3 color. You go red as the main color. Then you go halfway down here. Then you go ever so slightly before the red here. Theoretically, that's RGB. Let's see, slide. Does this do RGB? Yeah, gaming scarab. Although it's not quite perfect. Send you the map and media video. Thank you. And I'm excited to see it. I haven't seen too much being made yet, so that was pretty cool. Let me set this back to what it was real quick. Just frequency 2 2 minus 0.5 at a frequency of 5 seconds with a 2 color going from this blue to this red. Or no, I had it set to both red, actually. Yeah, that leg is fucked up. Alright, I'm excited. Ooh! Wait, this is so sick. What the fuck? Oh, this makes me want to improve the snow map more, dude. What? This music could not be more fitting right now. Oh, this is badass. What's this? This is a map Anna's been making with the test build of Ultimate Forge. It's like Sidewinder almost. Shame that map will break. I know. This is why I'm like not announcing. Oh, look, there's a ship in the sky too. That's dope. Oh, and it's got the tunnels going through the cliff. That's so cool. It's nice that you built the rocks out of, or the cliffs out of those rocks, actually. I'm surprised at how good that looks. Damn, the Sidewinder style cliffs going in with the... That's so cool. The Tread Hog, let's go. For the record, the Tread Hog can be deleted. You just have to grab the teardrop thing at the bottom of it. That'll be fixed coming soon, but... This is so sick. What the fuck? Oh my god, the way that you did those ramps going up the cliffs is super creative. I fuck with that heavily. This is so cool. The Treadhog collision is not yet fixed, but it will be. I'm a little bit sad that it's so bright in here. I think I maybe don't have those casting shadows, but I don't know if that's fixable necessarily. This is so much like Sidewinder, but like custom modded Sidewinder. This is badass. This is like, the thing is, this is super creative. This is really well done. I'm not that creative and good when it comes to building maps. So this is what I love to see. This is insanely creative. This is so fucking cool. There's like the middle area. This is huge. This is fucking huge. The whole map's circular too. Oh shit. And you have a gun tower too. That's dope. That's really cool. Low-key, I might turn down the brightness on this map. It's really fucking bright. That's so cool. I was looking really slick. Love the aesthetic. Yeah, same. This is awesome. Yo, Anna, this is so sick. Nice job. How many of your assets are purely made by you and how many are ports? Most are ports that I've just fixed up and made valid as Forge objects with like custom physics models and collision models. And a ton of fixes. As far as how many are made by me, the Scarab I've been working on, I modeled the legs, I did all the textures, I rigged it and animated it. The only part that I didn't make on the current Scarab I'm working on is the model of the head and the body. They're from an early alpha build of Halo Wars. I thought about remodeling them, but they were fine as is. They looked really good with the new HD texture, so I didn't really have any complaints there. I'm making a Halo 3 style Condor right now. That's more of a kit bash, but it'll also have custom textures. Yeah, this is all Anna's creations in Forge. This is sick. This is so sick. I love the Forerunner bridge too. That's awesome. Can't use anything from a Halo game. I know, it's nightmarish, but I mean, remodeling and basing stuff heavily on existing models is not at all like a bad idea. Like, for example, there was the big dig site leak that happened where a ton of early Halo content was leaked, and obviously I couldn't use any of it on stream because Microsoft started striking stuff down. So one of the things I did was I went in and I remodeled very close to the original, but fully from scratch, and especially with a lot of improvements because the original model was messy. This guy, the Guardian Accumulator from the cut mission Guardian Forest, and he's completely custom. Some shapes like this are very similar to the original, but all custom model, just very close to the original. Fully custom textures, a lot of improvements in like higher definition models. No, it just makes development slow. Yeah, no, 100%. Making models that like look really good takes a long time. It's a lot. But this guy's fully custom. The design that it's inspired off of is not custom, but he's fully custom modeled. He's pretty fancy. And the effects were a lot of fun to do on them. I haven't spawned this guy in a while, actually. I want to shoot his beam. Oh, can't wait to finish him up. But yeah, this guy technically is fully modeled. So can you make a new instance for the update? I'll pause the update for you, and we could try playing on your map if you want. Is there a faster way I can remake it later? I'm afraid not. This is why I've been telling people not to make maps on it right now, is because everything's gonna break. You can see if your map, there's a chance your map won't break. There's a chance. It's possible. Did I fix the enforcer? Not yet. That's still on my to-do list. I gotta add a couple new AIs as well. I just haven't touched the AI in a while. I'm gonna do a whole AI pass. Probably in one of the next couple days will be like, I'll be doing a ton of AIs. I gotta rework all their health values to work in multiplayer. I need to fix the enforcer. I need to double check all the objects have valid negated pathfinding blockers for any of the AI. I need to add the Locust AI, the Mega Mantis AI, and I think just those two. But yeah. Was there another one? I guess the Guardian Accumulator would need its own AI. I think I've seen some kind of Blender Forge bridge before. I'm not sure if it was for Halo 3 though. It might have been Reach. Oh yeah, there was a thing for Reach that let you make Reach maps in Blender and then port them over to Forge World. I remember that. There was also one for Infinite that was pretty fancy. Regular Mantis AI? No, if I was gonna do the Mantis, I would definitely remake the Mantis completely. My Mantis in Halo 3 is super old, like really like 3+ years old, and it's low key just bad. And now that I could literally drag and drop stuff with Crisp's toolkit from Halo 4, I could make the Mantis way fucking better, like significantly better. Getting this thing to work, the fact that it worked at all using Reclaimer from years ago is a miracle. But it's super old and it's broken and it needs a ton of work. I don't have any sounds for it. No nothing. Never quite finished. It doesn't even have damage states or anything, sadly. It works decently well, but it needs a lot more work, to be honest. It's so old. The animations are super jittery. It's honestly, for it being in Halo 3, it's pretty decent, but it needs a lot of love. It needs a lot of work. I would just remake it. I would straight up just remake it. To be honest, I would love to remodel it and make a Halo 3 styled one, but that comes sometime in the future. Not now. Want to make some foreigner stuff for Arma, but I guess the guns are projectile based, so beam weapons are not possible without developing the hit scan weapon type from scratch via code. Can you not change the speed of the projectiles to be practically instantaneous? You could just like spam a ton of instantaneous projectiles, or I don't know if that's laggy in Arma. I mean, not instantaneous, but like near instantaneous, like maxed out velocity. Unless there's a cap on it. I'm not sure how it works. That's what I would do. Just make it so fast and have so little weapon drop that it just becomes near instantaneous. I don't know. I'm just talking out my ass. I don't know shit about Arma modding. Halo 3 style normal Mantis? Yeah, I've had it for a long time. It's just really old and bad. It needs a ton of work. It does work surprisingly well, I will say. I mean, physical items would lag like hell. But oh, I guess each projectile is physical. Yeah, that's kind of, that sucks. Yeah, unless you could like ray cast and create like continuous damage spots at the end of the ray cast, then yeah, that'd be rough. You ever run a playtesting for Anna's map and maybe a few others? Yeah, absolutely I do. It'd be sick. Oh yeah, I forgot I did this as well. It's kind of cool. You can stomp by crouching. The crouch animation is just a continuous stomp animation, so you can just stomp forever. You do have to hold it down, but if you crouch it, oh, does that, which is kind of fun. You can stop it midway too. It does have a downside where if you like hold crouch while moving, it can do this, which is weird looking. So if you crouch and walk, so you walk and then crouch while walking. Not really. No more Mantis teabag. I'd probably add it back. I just really wanted to add the Mantis stomp because I thought it was so cool, but it kind of causes issues the way I implemented it. Drivable bipeds don't let you melee, sadly. So it would either have to have no stomp or crouching. Can't you have melee? Not on a drivable biped. Only if you play as it. Oh, what's going on with the lighting on my map? Yeah, I noticed it seems over bright. I kind of want to go onto the... I'm going to jump onto the Tundra sandbox right now and see what was up with that. Because the lighting should look a lot better than that. I don't know what was going on there. How'd you get that Super Saiyan 3 script a few streams ago? I need an image. I made an image for it in my DMs. Okay. That is not an image, that is a clip. But sure. Or no, wait, that's someone else. Dude, this is me. That was me like 2 days ago. I refuse to scream like that again. My voice got so shot after doing that, and it was so loud. My stream page broke. Oh! Speaking of Goku, I sent you a clip. It does have these little like ripped up metally bits that I want to add to it. Okay, that was kind of funny. That was kind of funny. You have no idea how annoying placing all the extra large rocks was. If the camera was inside the rock, it teleports you to the center of the map as a Spartan. I know, it's horrible. It despawns you. I was trying so hard to find a solution to that yesterday for like an hour, but I couldn't. Nothing I did worked. It was so rough. David Dam! Bro, I wish I could draw like you can. Holy shit. Demon, that is crazy. Did I send you some zoom news stuff that might be acceptable? Do I like back muscles? I like women who have nice back muscles. Demon's cooking, dude. He is cooking. I think I'm safe to... Yeah. I don't know, that second one's a little sus. If you could crop that other one a little higher. Because I know it's a completely safe for work thing, but also... Okay, yeah, my trees look like they have nice shadows and stuff, but I'm noticing in the clip you showed, Anna, your trees are surprisingly bright. It's almost like the shadows just aren't rendering because of the rocks. Like maybe there's so many. It should be rendering, like there are no shadows at all rendering on your map in game. I wonder if that's a Halo 3 thing. I set the performance throttles to be such that you should see shadows render in. Looks like your shadows only render at like the very end. Is it possible I did not set performance throttles on Tundra Sandbox? I think I set it for everything, but let me check just in case, because it looks like the performance throttles just aren't taking. Well, come on. If you could draw like Demon, like this, you would draw this. I would draw that. I'd be doing this. No! Peak supporter chat. God damn it, you posted it. Oh, right, I was checking to see. Yeah, this should have the performance throttles. If this doesn't have the performance throttles, or if it does, then I'm going to be a little bit concerned. Oh, it didn't! Okay, I'm so relieved. Okay, it should be better now. For some reason, Tundra Sandbox was the only map that did not have the updated performance throttles that allowed you to have tons of shadows at the same time. I think this should fix it. I am so sorry about that. This should be better now. Plus, I need to light map it. Yeah, the shadows render pretty damn far now, and there should be the ability to have like a gazillion objects all shadowed at the same time. Yeah, you can see I've spammed in how many trees and there's still shadows. Yeah, I just spammed all these trees down and each one of them are still shadowed. Okay, this should 100% fix the issue on your map. I am so sorry that the existing version does not have this on it. Your map should look so much better than it does with much more involved and dramatic lighting. Because I know you placed a ton of objects, like a ton of the boulders. You placed like a ton of boulder huges. Like a lot, and they all should be casting shadows. Like here, they're all casting shadows. But that's just because I had the performance throttles. I'm pretty sure if I didn't, like most of these just would not have shadows being cast. And like they're casting shadows onto each other and everything, which is exactly what should be happening. I put to max. I don't know if that's really gonna change too much, sadly. Unless you're familiar with assembly, you may not... Oh, actually, no, there's not even an involved performance throttle tag. Damn. Speaking of which, I wonder if I can crank this up even higher. Shadow quality 1000, max shadow casting objects 500, perfect. Yeah, that should be a massive, massive upgrade. Forgot my settings run lower recording a video. It looks way different on max. Oh, does it? Okay, good. I'm glad. This should make it bumped up even better. It should make it bumped up even higher now with the performance throttles on there. Speaking of which, I'm going to go through every map real quick and just double check that they all have performance throttles set to max. Because having super high detail shadows in Halo 3 is super important. It's not perfect, and sometimes they look a little wonky when they overlap on top of each other, but generally it improves the map's view and distance significantly, which is a huge thing that the original Ultimate Forge did not have. It was like very plain looking because I didn't have this, and a lot of objects like trees and stuff didn't even have... Oh, there's another one. Didn't even have good light baking on them, so like the trees were really bright, they didn't have good shadows. Stuff like that would just happen. Just happened to me. That made old Ultimate Forge maps look like super flat and uninteresting. This will add a ton of contrast to levels. I'm going to try improving Tundra Sandbox, actually. Tundra Sandbox needs a bit of a makeover, skybox-wise, atmosphere-wise, color and light-wise. I'm going to try making it a bit prettier. Okay, that's good. Mombasa Sandbox, I know has performance throttles. Jungle Sandbox, I should, but I'll just double check to be safe. We'll see. We shall see. Oh, did you send this new clip? Okay, yeah, that did change your map a lot. It should look even better than this in the end. Like, see this tree here? You can't even see its shadow? You will. In the new version, you absolutely will. You can see them only when you get really close. It'll be much more improved. But yeah, now when you go into the tunnels, it's much darker and moodier. That's great. That is great. That looks much nicer. It should look even better going forward. Yeah, that looks a lot better. It'll, like I can't stress enough, the shadows will show so much better in the new update. Like, you notice you had, like, your terrain down. You had, like, the flat, terrain flat. You had, like, your terrain flats that you built the ground out of, but then you had your trees on them. And from a distance, they just, like, were not even casting shadows. You can see from all the way back here now. From all the way over here, the shadows are casted in. And you should see them on everything from a much, much larger distance. Large enough that you really won't even notice them fading out. That should be a pretty huge improvement. Should I DM send screen? Guys, if you're going to send me images, can I just say, please stop DMing me stuff. Please start. This is not just you. There's a lot of you guys that please post them in the server. I don't know why you guys insist on DMing me. It's so much easier to just go into the server stream chat. We're on stream. I can just leave stream chat open the whole time. I don't have to click through a bunch of DMs. And some of you guys haven't DM'd me before, and I gotta accept requests. And I can't see names very well because when I'm in streamer mode, everybody's name gets shortened to a single letter, and it makes everything confusing. Just please post them in stream chat. Everything you want me to see while I'm streaming. We have a channel for it. We got it. We're chill. But yeah, I'm sorry about that, Anna. Things will look even better if you make another snow map. I promise you that. If it's after stream and you want to send me something, DMs are fine, but it's a lot easier on stream if everything's just in stream chat. But yeah, like the trees, shadows, and stuff are super dramatic here, which is exactly what I'm after. And really, I do think... Let me see here. Rain and cliff snow. The terrain cliff snows are probably just not ideal for building out of right now because they're so small. I think the boulders are probably bigger, if I had to guess. They're a bit bigger. A little bit more versatile. Well, once I add the big cliffs in, it should make things a lot nicer and a lot easier to work with. But that's good. Oh, right. I was looking to make sure I had the performance throttles. Okay, we do have performance throttles on here. I think the rest of them do. I just found out that 2 didn't. The Flood Sandbox better have performance throttles. We send stream chat. It's literally a smoke bomb. The sad reality is this wouldn't work in El Dorito. El Dorito has the classic Halo 3 particle performance cap on it. So you can't have tons of particles like this. They'll start de-rendering instantly. My nuke doesn't work in El Dorito. Change the tip sound to you Goku screaming. Hell no. That's some Counter-Strike stuff right there. Oh, right. Is Flood Sandbox good on performance throttles? It's not! How did I forget to add these? This is so important. It's the difference between maps looking terrible and maps looking good. How did I forget to add performance throttles to everything up to this point? That is crazy. That is a core feature of Ultimate Forge, is having wildly high performance throttles for shadows. Needed. Absolutely needed. It hangs out for a minute before it quits spitting out smoke. Yeah, that's pretty sick. I actually like that. Okay, this one's good. Desert Sandbox is good. That means the last one, Alpine Sandbox, we're good. Okay, they all have performance throttles now. We're chilling. I'm chilling. You're chilling. We chill. It's just a thing we do here. I'm gonna go take a quick little 60-second break. I will be right back. Let me reload though. Grab. We're gonna go back to my boss's sandbox to work on the Scarab again. I swear we were doing something else for a minute, but I got distracted. But shout out you, Anna, because you got me to realize my performance throttles weren't set up and the shadows were kind of ugly. Your map looks sick. We can definitely do a playtest on it before I push out the next update. I think that'd be a lot of fun to give it a go. If you want. We don't have to, but if you want. All right, I'm gonna let this load. I'll be back in 60 seconds. Alright, there we go. Made it a 120-second break. I'm sorry. Put a secret soccer ball in the beam tower and it figures out how to get up. Nice. Or somebody's gonna figure out a way to get out of the map. That'd be funny. You have to gut and check stream chat. Ooh. Pelican afterburner test. Pelican, I didn't even see the Pelican in this mod yet. Yo, this is kind of sick. The HUD's so chunky. Cool though, it's like in the Reach style. Ooh, that Pelican model is clean. Man, how awesome it would be to get Pelican to fly like this in one of the Halo engines. Oh shit, it's stalling out. This is Arma Reforger, the new Arma. flash kick in. This is not Halo's engine, no, this is Arma. Ooh. That's dope, though. That's fun to watch. Holy shit! Can't tell if it's turning on a dime or what, but that's going crazy. Yeah, I wonder what a good way to be to slow down would be, because in Halo's engine, to slow down, you just automatically start slowing down super quickly. I want to build a test street here to use. Okay, but first, Scarab. Let me do this real quick. So we've got the Scarab, we've got the damage state where it goes boom, then it goes boom, and it starts flickering a little bit. At like medium damage state. Okay, it's flickering way too slowly for medium damage state. Hold on. Let's set this, what was it at? 2, frequency 2, 2, minimum 0. Time period 5. I'm just going to do this. And you shoot a little more, and then it goes red, and it starts freaking out. The leg is not looking so good. It's all exposed and stuff, and then you keep shooting, and then it buckles. So I'm going to go ahead and add some of those strips onto this. Do physics break once you're inverted in Halo's engine? No, they keep working, but it tries to right itself, unless you're in reach, and then you use the space fighter physics. There's another video on stream chat. I will check it momentarily. I'm gonna yoink something from Halo 3. What am I looking for? I'm gonna look for a shader really quickly before I lose track of my train of thought here. Shaders. Scarab hole. Scarab engine. I think it's Scarab ripped dot shader. Oh, I remember this. It's so weird. It uses this little tiny part of the Scarab diffuse map here. I can do that. That's fine. That's fine. That's not fine, but it'll have to be fine. Oh, okay. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab this here. We will have to use the Scarab's texture and this texture as well. Here's how I'm going to do this. We're going to grab a perfect precision grab of this texture. I'm enhancing, zooming. We want this to be 768 by 768. I'm like 1 pixel off. Hold on. Still peeping again. This should be perfect at 768. Nice. That looks good. Okay, the reason I just grabbed the specular map for the Scarab is because I'm going to actually grab this exact material. Scarab ripped. I'm going to put it into our new E3 Scarab right here. The sad reality is this is just going to use vanilla Scarab assets because that's just how the texture is set up, and it's going to be super low poly and super low quality. It's fine, I'm sure. It's completely fine. It's fine, don't worry about it. And then I'm just going to create some new materials. I'm going to try this out. So, on the minor damage part of the leg, I will add just a little bit here on it. I'm going to go ahead and make a new material. It's going to be called Scarab Ripped. Let me double check. That's correct. Yeah, Scarab Ripped. I'm going to go ahead and create a plane here. And I'm going to enter texture mode. And I'm going to enable nodes for this. Okay, it already has it. Add a texture, image texture, hook it up there. I'm gonna grab my screenshots folder real quick. Okay, it should be this screenshot right here. I go to UV editing on this. We're gonna make sure that it's using that texture. What we need to do is UV all the way down to just this space right here. I believe, yeah, just this space right here. We're going to grab this and bring it all the way out to here. Do that. That should be okay. All right. So now we have this funky looking blurry thing, but this is going to be the ripped parts of the scarab. And we will be able to hopefully make good use of it. I know you're busy going in the Halo Reforger in stream chat. I am definitely down to check it out. I just gotta go put this in real quick. I'm happy to check it out. The Reforger stuff looks pretty sick. I have severely debilitating ADHD, and if I don't just sit down and do something, I get super distracted with something else that's really cool, like the Arma Reforger stuff, and then I'm cooked, man. Then I'm cooked. That's it for me. All right, we're gonna make this a little smaller. So here's what I'm thinking for this. We're going to take a little bit of this. We're going to put it right in here. Take a little bit of this, put it right in here. And just kind of keep doing that throughout to kind of have this stuff expanding out. So this will kind of be ripped and exposed wires there. We can have a little bit on the other side too, so I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this. I'll have a little bit of it sticking out of the other one here. I'll also make this double-sided transparent, which I think is a... Let me check Halo H3 materials. The symbol for double-sided transparent is a question mark, not an exclamation mark. Okay, we'll throw this into here. Okay, we can try that. We'll have just a little bit of exposed wiring on both of them. If that looks good, that's great. If not, it'd be like that. Might have to save it for the larger ones, but I think that should look good. It should also give people a clearer understanding of the scarab itself and the fact that that first damage state is, well, a damage state. So let's see. I will check out the dope-ass Reforger stuff in just a sec. My map is a circle and I only cover a super small amount at a time. Oh, the circle, yeah, because of the map barriers. Yeah, you'll probably have to do like an octagon if necessary. The good news is the soft barrier extends out reasonably far. I don't know if I have the new map barrier in the current version you have. But theoretically, you could do like an octagon with it and just cover it up enough so that nobody can get out. And then just like cover the top with like a big one. Here, well, I can see those, but they're on the completely incorrect state. So we got to put all of this onto shin and all of this onto minor leg. Okay. Save that and try again. Okay, it's working, but the other one isn't rendering in for some reason. Oh no, there it is. It's just really hard to see. Okay. So it's ripped there. Got a little bit poking out. It's ripped there. That's not too bad. Although I think the angle it's coming out at is a little weird. I'm gonna try putting it like along the edge of the exposed part. I think that would make a lot more sense. Let me do that real quick. Better rotate these down a little. I like an angle. Sorry, I know I'm locked in. I know I'm locked in if you guys are talking about it. What's up, what it is? We are currently doing Scarab, the new gigantic E3 Scarab damage states right now. And I'm just messing with how they all look. Shade smooth, please. There we go. And I'm trying to get some good visuals going for it. We already have all the damage states for the first leg in, and I'm just going to copy and paste those to all the other legs because there's no reason not to. But I'm currently doing a little bit of detailing on the legs because I think they could use a little bit of extra love. Demon! Hey man, thank you very much for the 2. I appreciate it. And now for a pick you 100% cannot show. What did you do? God damn! You be cooking on that shading though. You've earned my humble and heartfelt respect. My God. My God. Thank you for the 2. I mean, a little too purple. I know I'm using the exact same coloring and stuff, but I like that. You know, you can see a little bit of like the ripped up metal and stuff. It's nothing too crazy. I think honestly this shader for the Scarab ripped here could do with a little less purple or perhaps a darker color. Even though I'm using it more or less the exact same shaders as the default Scarab, and that theoretically should be going, I'm going to try doing a little bit less pink and a little bit more blue, and maybe like a darker overall color on it. A little less saturated, a little darker. Let's see, how does that look? It's okay. It helps, I suppose. Maybe it's just an angle thing with the lighting. Maybe a specularity thing too. I kind of want it to have a little bit less specular. Specular coefficient is 1. I can do like 0.5 maybe. Oh, that helps. I'm gonna do like 0.25. That's a little nicer. 0.25 matches the specular content of the existing bits a little bit more. Yeah, it looks nice from a distance. It kind of looks like it's shredded and ripped. Have to add some more of this for sure. That looks pretty good. Alright, and for those of you guys who are just tuning in and want to know like more than just little shredded ripped bits, I am currently doing more detailed damage states for this here. You can see the lights start to flicker a bit. We get these big chunks kind of ripped out of the Scarab's legs. And then for the final damage state that we got right now, the entire front face gets exposed. We'll have like red lights and stuff, you know, the internals of the leg are there. We're gonna have when we're doing the Super Scarab, this is the Scarab the Super Scarab is inspired by. I'm not doing the Super Scarab though. You're welcome to do it. I'm not doing the Super Scarab though. Hey Demon, thanks for the 5, man. I appreciate it. He said as long as we get a dropping animation on it. This thing could go with a dropping animation. Those are pretty easy to make actually, all things considered. Now that I have an IK rig, that's super easy. So I'd be down to do a dropping animation. That's not hard. That is actually not hard to do. I got you. It would be super nice to have it, especially when I drop the tags for this, because generally if you're going to spawn in a Scarab, it either has to come from like over a cliff off screen somewhere, or you would need it to drop in. I can't really think of any other way than the ways Bungie did it, so I got you. Dropping animation will be included. Also, doing these damage states is pretty fun, I'm not going to lie. I'm actually enjoying this quite a bit. Alright, let's do the next damage state. I'm going to yoink, I'll just grab this one real quick, duplicate it, rip it off. I'm going to remove its halo regions. And we're going to hide the minor damage state, move on to the major damage state here. I'm going to go ahead and merge these two together. Now this is a part of it. I'm going to assign this to the medium. And I'm going to go ahead and start placing this all around. And we're going to get multiple of these as well. We're going to go ahead and... I'm going to drag it edge by edge. I know you guys in chat love edges. Demon, thank you for another 2, man. I really appreciate it. Today's been a very slow day, so any support do be appreciated. They're going to launch it from a cruiser hangar? That'd be sick. I mean... To be honest, I can't really give it an animation like that in Ultimate Forge, sadly. Just because I can't really do spawn animations, but at least I don't think I can. I could give it a try. It might be worth at least trying, but I don't think spawn animations are possible, sadly. Alright, this actually looks pretty good. We'll do another one, maybe like down here a little bit. Kind of space these out. Maybe even put some on the inside. That could be cool. I'll do one like right there, that one right there. Drag that, rotate it like there. All the Halo Wars music, we're at 3 hours, it's there. Demon with another 5, man, thank you so much. So give it like a 3-minute delay before it spawns on a man cannon. Could do that. The way I used to do it on original Reach Extinction, I'm sure you remember, it was just literally putting it in a hangar, and people would just drive out and it would fall. But that was a vehicle type Scarab, to be fair. The actual proper Scarabs that we have now are a lot like fancier and cooler than that. Alright, I think I'm spending enough time. I could take a look now at the Arma Reforged stuff. We need to drag these inner parts inwards a little. Do a little bit of messiness. We spawn a giant type Scarab decides not to follow gravity. Actually, the problem is that it follows gravity too well, but only to a certain point. Ooh! Oh, yo! You guys actually made the Wasp look pretty sick. That's dope. Ooh, Space Banshees go pretty stupid hard. Damn, I don't know who your model and texture guys, but these are sick. This is Marcus Leto, Chief? That's clean as hell. Ain't no way you guys did the reach civilian transport. Wait, that's actually cool. Oh, dude, this has to be based off the H2A campaign banshee. That is clean. Clean! Is that a Covey base? And you guys have H2A looking elites in here? That's fucking dope. There's a Falcon clip? Yeah, I'm about to watch that. I'm just trying to look at all these pictures. Damn. Damn. There's also the friendly Phantom. Very cool, actually. I think it could be a little darker green, but that's just me being picky. I'll do the Falcon flight clip. I want to fly. I feel like Falcons would be so fun to fly in this. Is this Operation Trebuchet for Reforger? It's similar, I suppose, because it's a Halo mod. I'm not sure if it has any relation to Operation Trebuchet, but it is a Halo mod for Reforger. Pretty clean. Halo 6 footage. Yeah, this is pretty dope. Different modders, what's the idea? Yeah, this is pretty sick. I would presume this has like helicopter flight physics, maybe with a bit of a boost. Is it where you start playing Fortunate Son? Hell yeah, just start raining down hell from above and like a series of like 6 Falcons just in a giant triangle formation. That would be sick. That would be so sick. They go stupid fast too. But you kind of need an Arma because you need to be able to get from A to B pretty quickly. It would be, I will say, it would be really cool if you guys can find a way to have an artificial slowdown where if you stop accelerating, you lose speed really rapidly. I know it's not realistic, but in Halo, that makes the vehicles feel really smooth. Because every time you let off the gas, you immediately start decelerating. And that gives you kind of like that artificial VTOL physics. If you guys can find that, that'll give you a major Halo feel on the mod. For not much loss, in my opinion. That's so cool, though. Can we just do this fully come to fruition? Yeah, that would be sick. That would be so sick to see. And I am kind of killing it on just like punching through damage states on this thing, dude. I, for the longest time, did not want to do Halo 2 Scarab damage states. I suppose since I did those, it makes this a lot easier, honestly. Because this was kind of bad for me to do at first. I was kind of like, ooh, I don't want to. It's kind of annoying to do. But now, it's honestly not too much trouble. Just set these up. It's definitely needed. You can't have a Scarab without damage states, but... It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Not too bad, not too bad. Probably on this, have one down low. One more down low. I'll just duplicate this one more time. I'll put it like... I'll put it down here. I think I'll put it like actually... Would it look good on the corner? I don't know if it would look good on a corner, but I'll put it like down next to the corner. Hi, Weasel. Love you, girl. Okay, that's pretty good. Takes a minute to set these up, but it's not too bad. That's why our afterburner system is a big deal. Our next as close as you can get to a VTOL fixed white flight model. That's pretty sick. Is that with scripting? Is that how that works in Reforger? Can you like actually just like script interactions with like keybinds and vehicle physics and stuff? Like, I'm so curious to know how that all works. I would presume it's like some level of scripting, right? Check stream chat for old huge grass Tom fuckery. All right, I'll check in a minute. Got you. Can't go up on my desk that far. Can't see my screen. Yeah, it's a scripted component. You can plug it into a VIC prefab. Not entirely sure what that is, but if it's a scripted component, that's kind of cool. Do you know, is it like a scripted language or is it visual scripting? Scripting language, I should say. Or like node-based visual scripting, maybe. Oh, vehicle. It's Python or something, I don't remember. Okay, so it's not like... Okay, gotcha. Okay, this is coming out pretty nicely. I'm going to add a little bit more of these ripped up pieces to this area right here, and then we're going to see how it looks in game. Excuse me. The procedural animation and sound modules are visual scripting? Ooh. Interesting. I'm really curious to know, because I noticed the Pelican has like animations for the wings, but I wondered if like maybe there's some kind of thing that lets you like animate between specific keyframes depending on like duration of a button pressed, or based off of like some values that you could calculate from like current velocity and then angular velocity as you turn and stuff. That way you could get like more dynamic, smooth procedural animations. I doubt that's a priority at the moment, because like I'm sure you guys are just trying to get content in and do stuff, but it just got me thinking. I'm sure there's some cool stuff you could do with that. Those are done by procedural animation. They move based on key input. They could stand to be a little bit smoother. Oh, they could be a little bit smoother, but honestly, it's not necessarily the most important thing ever. I would definitely recommend it in like the long term, but it's also kind of a pain in the ass to do stuff like that, admittedly. And I don't know what kind of like functions you can hook into, if there's like built-in vehicle functions for certain like built-in vehicle types in the game. If they even allow you to like access, you know, values like, you know, RPM, engine, throttle, and stuff like that. Cool thing about Reforger modding is it's cross-platform. Wait, Xbox players can do it too? Oh shit, hold up. Wait, that's sick. No wonder you can't use official Microsoft assets. Alright, I'm going to try putting this in game. We will see how this looks. Actually, let me double check, make sure everything's on the right region. And the right vertex groups they should be, but you never be too safe. 100% you can keep procedural animations all those ways. Okay, sick. Yeah, you could definitely, if it's in like Python, you could definitely write a script that like kind of ties in and blends depending on certain values, just kind of like weight them. You could probably get some interesting results. Definitely have to fine tune the hell out of it, and it would break a lot after testing, at least if I was working on something like that, but yeah, that would be super sick. Think Halo mods will ever make it to Xbox? Personally, I doubt it. I heavily doubt it, but I wish. I wish. Okay, that adds a little bit of extra flair to the damage states. That's kind of nice. It's subtle. For sure it's subtle, but it's nice. Could maybe use a little, like an extra one at the bottom there. That'd be nice to see. A lot of it's just how it stands out in the silhouette at various angles. Could use something like that. Can I snap the edges? Does it let me do that? Oh, nice. That's really nice. I should be doing that. That'd save me a lot of time. It'd be wild when Sony opens up mods on Reforge and we'll have all three platforms playing Arma Halo together. Yeah, that'd be sick as hell. I know you said you wanted Scarabs in, and I think that's sick as all hell, but I think that's going to require some like crazy levels of Python scripting to make something like that work. Because you basically need to make your own IK system, I feel. Where like you have a base Scarab body and then like the 4 individual legs, and you would have to probably calculate all the rotations instead of doing procedural animations just so that you could simulate an IK system. Which would be very heavy on scripted processing. I feel like I could just make these bigger. They're so tiny. I really like kept them very, very small. Which is nice and subtle, but like, I can barely fucking see these things. Alright, this should look a lot better. I don't think I did this one. I'm gonna have these poke out a lot more. Alright, if this looks good, I'll do it to the smaller damage state as well. I think I did all... Oh, no, you know what? I missed this one. I did miss this one. Alright, let's try this. Sorry for destructible environment. There's going to be destructible environments? What? That's actually going to be game-changing. Low-key though, I wish they could do something about the selection menus where it's literally just a scroll of menus. I think there's user-friendly, better UI ways of doing that stuff. A little bit frustrating to see that's still a thing in like current year. I feel like there has to be a better way to do their interface system. Okay, yeah, that looks better. You can see those quite a bit clearer. It's still subtle, but it's less subtle, and that's exactly what I want. Feels like you got these ripped up things, ripped up shell just kind of out there. That's good. We're making good progress. We have destructible environments more. That is sick as fuck. I'm excited as hell for that. Most menus are radial now? Oh, thank God. Ideally with like the most minimal text and like stuff like that, because that was a nightmare. We get a little bit of destruction there, that's nice. Probably gonna add some kind of effects to make that a little more obvious, because honestly it's just not. It's kind of hard to tell where the destruction is on that. Not that it's super necessary for the first damage save, but then you hit it and it goes boom and you get some explosions. See the guts and debris and like the shredded shapes all going on there. That's really good. Might even add some more of the shredded metal around those openings. But I'm really liking how that's starting to look. It starts to look really messed up. Not bad, not bad. And the last damage state, gonna have to add a ton, and I mean a ton of shredded metal. Outside, all around the edges, on the inside, everything. We'll have like probably some Covenant fiery spots in here as well. Definitely gonna have like smoke emitting from it subtly, just like very, very subtle world based smoke. So that should be pretty cool. I was going through my screenshot and found this. Totally forgot to post it when it happened. I think it was the day before Huge Guys V2 was complete. I was trying to jump on the Scarab with a Mega Mantis while it buckled, and this animation of it standing launched you up over the hangar. This is old Huge Grass. This is old Huge Grass. The new cliffs aren't in. The hangars and like there's no cartographer room. That's old. That was definitely not the day before Huge Grass V2 was complete. I don't think so anyway. Oh, I wasn't showing it. Whereas the vehicle interaction points, those are customizable. You can separate them into a bunch of model controls, look more realistic sometimes. You just don't have the space. Machine at work just went down, so I'm gonna hop out for a bit. Some DMs when you close the stream. For sure. I appreciate all the cool shit, man. Mod looks dope as hell. Mega Man is an old Huge Grass. This is old Huge Grass. There's no custom skybox with mountains in it. No, none of those new cliffs. No entry points between the mountains. No bases in the corners. No cartographer over here. No cave base area over here. The Lich doesn't even have a landing pad. You can't see it, but none of the bases have upgrades. Huge Grass V2 is a massive overhaul, dude. That completely changed the mod. Alright, let's keep going. There's a little bit more to do before the visual parts of this are done. Alright, cool. So we're going to go ahead and remove the Halo region for that. We're going to switch to the major damage state here, where things are all kinds of fucked up, which is really cool to see. We're going to join these together. I'm going to assign everything to the major region and the Shin FR. We save, and then we just start going to town with this shredded metal stuff. Save some time. We're going to do edge snapping. That honestly could just be one done. I'll tweak them afterwards, but just duplicate and spam these all around. Alright, we got that going there. That's fine. Rotate it a bit so it looks a little nicer. Get that up. Okay, that looks pretty good. We'll keep going. We'll add some more here. Those edges are snapping for real, oh god, I know. Beautiful. I love it. Okay, so far so good. Nothing too crazy, honestly. Just keep snapping edges together. Snap this one to a vertice right here, right there. Snap this one to a vertice right here. This one to a vertice right here, and then this one can just rest on a little edge right here. Oh. Alright, I'm super zoned in right now. Good for getting work done, but yeah, it do be happening. I do be making edge movements. I just want to make sure that I have enough of these like ripped up metal parts to really add good amounts of like detail to a level that I'm happy with. So we're getting there. We're making progress. Alright, girl. Okay, not bad. He do be doing, I do be doing. I'm snapping edges together. We're getting these damage states looking pretty dang nice. Pretty dang nice. I'm happy about it. This kind of work, while being a bit tedious, is super good. It's really important to get this working well. Like, very, very important. Alright, that looks good, and I do need to snap some of the edges up there, but while I'm working on this part, I'm going to add some of these actually inside here. And just kind of have them jut out of the inside, which I think will look cool. Alright, that looks good. I'm going to put one down here as well. Okay, that should be enough, like, protruding metallic gunk. I lied. I'm gonna do one more. One more. Right here, a kind of a little mini... kind of a smaller one here. I'll just shrink its scale and size manually here, though, but... one there. One down here. Okay, not bad. The last thing we gotta do to decorate this thing Greenhouse Blunderwork. I'm gonna do a bunch of Armor Reforger videos and new tabs after the stream. Nice. I'm really curious about Armor Reforger. I think I want to go ahead and see how some of the modding works in there and see what the possibilities are with that. Because now I'm really interested after seeing some of that stuff. I'm like, damn, there's a lot of potential. I always loved Operation Trebuchet. That was the only Arma Halo mod, or really any Arma mod that I had played back in the day. And that was a long time ago. That must have been like, God, like it could have been as long as like 8 years ago. I honestly don't remember, but basically a very long time ago. Okay, where this one's gonna have to be extra big because it's gonna be far away from people most of the time. Do one there. Another one here. Alright, this looks pretty good. We want to move that there. Grab this whole edge and move it into place. Progress. This is progress. I think this could be it. Yeah, let's give this a try. Let's put this in game. So we grab it all. Make sure everything is set on it. Let's put it in game. See how it looks. Oof. Yeah, I really had to lock in there for like fucking, I don't even know how long that was. That was maybe 10, 15 minutes. That was a lot. A lot of locking in. But the good news is, the Scarab will get done. And should hopefully look really cool with this damage state. I think the first one already looks pretty good. I might maybe add a little bit more like edge flaring and like ripped up bits to it. The first one... Did it break? Did I break something? Refresh. The collision model broke. How did that happen? The fuck? I didn't even change anything. Regions? Oh, wait. Yeah, this is the minor damage state, so that's all good. Hide that. This is the medium damage state. Assign that. We have this one, which we hide. Then we have the major damage state. We assign all that. There's no extra regions. Okay. That should tie perfectly in with the damage state collision model for that, which we have major leg FR for the collision. Default leg FR. Everything should be fine. Why did it break? HLX. I'm so curious to find out what HLX is. Obviously, it's some kind of Half-Life game, but even still, very, very, very curious to see what it's all about. Why did the collision break? How does that even happen? There's no collision anymore. Okay, there we go. Must have been some kind of bug. Yeah, this one could use a little bit more of that ripped up flaring. It's a little bit subtle. It's not completely invisible. You can certainly see it from some angles, but it could be a little bit more. Then next up, we got this one still, which looks pretty good. You can see it's starting to add a little bit of that extra detail to the leg. A lot of that ripped up metal. And then this is hopefully going to be the best one. There we go. Yeah, now it's starting to look like it's really ripped apart. You can see like the damage of that ripped up torn parts. That adds a nice level of detail. It makes it feel less uniform. That's cool. Now it really feels like it's torn up. With some effects and sounds to trigger the differences between these damage areas, things are going to look pretty dang nice. I think this is going to be really good. I think we should set up some effects for it to make sure it's good, and then we can sort of copy all that onto the other legs. That's nice. I wonder if there's anything else we could do. Like, the lights right now are fine, right? You shoot, get it to its first damage state, things get kind of bent and out of shape. Maybe you could use a little bit more visual for that, but you'll see like a little bit break. You know, you can see a little bit of damage on it, nothing too crazy. Once you get here, lights are flickering a little bit. I think the flickering lights tell enough of like a tail there. And then you go, boom, chunks come flying off, flying downwards. Damaged, it's red, and then we'll need some kind of a buckling animation for this, for sure. But I think this looks really good. I like the little extra garbagey pieces sticking off. It definitely adds the exact effect I was hoping it would. Makes it feel just far less uniform. Honestly, a lot more polished. That's really cool to see. It was worth it, for sure. So damage states are going well. I would like to add damage states to the head, too. Now that I did this leg, and I do plan to continue to touch it up a little bit more, but with this leg being damaged, that means all the leg damages are good, because all the legs are completely identical, they're just mirrored, so all I have to do is just mirror these around. In fact, I don't even know if I have to move anything. I think it might just mirror perfectly. Maybe not 100% perfectly, but let me see. Generate mirror. Okay, so onto the other side it mirrors perfectly. On the y-axis, no, z-axis. On the z-axis, it needs only a little bit of adjustment, but the angles should be perfect. Out of curiosity, I'm going to apply this and see just what kind of adjustments I have to do. Is there any angular adjustments I have to make on this? If I just snap this, are the angles good? Oh, that's a shame. They're not completely perfect on the angles. They don't necessarily have to be, but I would like to get them perfect if possible. I can just spend some time angling them until it gets just right. No, it's fine. I'll do it later, but like even just doing a cursory attempt at it, it's already pretty dang close. It's like Z fighting like crazy. It's not a major adjustment. Shouldn't be a big deal. But alright, that's cool. Nothing too crazy. I'm loving it though. I'm loving it. Get to see a must-play game announcement this year. Yeah, I mean, for all the, I will say for all the shit that Ubisoft was getting for the new Assassin's Creed game, people are saying it's actually like really cool and really fun. I'm very tempted to try it out at some point. People were shitting on it for like a bunch of political reasons, but everybody's saying it's just kind of a badass Japanese-themed Assassin's Creed game, which people have been asking for forever. It just came out. Everybody's saying it's basically just another Ubisoft game, but it's a cool setting. I kind of want to try it. Assassin's Creed games are very formulaic, but I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game in so many years that it might be fun. Gameplay vids I've seen look very jank. I've seen people try to post bugs to make it look bad, but I kind of expect that with Ubisoft games. People also said Cyberpunk 2077 was insanely buggy and unplayable at launch. I played it, like, on launch. I think I crashed 3 times throughout my entire 20-hour campaign, and I encountered only, like, 2 bugs that I had to revert saves for. Which was a little annoying, because I lost, like, 10 minutes of progress, but... Like, there should have been no bugs, ideally, but it honestly, I was just like, oh, whatever. I'll just go back real quick. The rest of it was just super smooth and fine. And now it's like a way better game, so I gotta play it again, but... I don't know, people really blow that stuff out of proportion most of the time. Writing seems very cringe, though. I haven't heard anything about the writing. I don't know, I haven't played it yet. Look decent, but I haven't played Assassin's Creed in a long time. I don't get the hit about the Black Samurai. All Assassin's Creed are fictional as fuck. I don't know. I don't really care. I think he looks kind of badass. If it's fun, that's all that really matters to me. Everything else can fall to the wayside. I just like to play fun games. The Assassin's Creed game I played was Black Flag. I never finished it because I was a child and got stuck on that level. The Assassin's Creed games are super fun. If you've never played one, your first Assassin's Creed game is going to be fucking awesome. Because the problem is with Assassin's Creed games is if you play like all of them, they get really fucking formulaic and you'll get bored as hell because you'll see the formula and you'll just be like, ugh. Black Flag was so cool because it switched it up with the pirate ship gameplay. That was just dope as hell. They really dropped the ball with that pirate game they were trying to make. As in Creed. Look. Look. The leg blew up. I'm really excited to add effects. The effects on those are going to look sick. Boom. 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 3 damage states. They're all pretty clean. I think they look decent. Probably call it quits for the night, though. We're about 4 hours, and honestly... I'm tired. I want to go to bed soon. I'm waking up late to do a bunch of moving. I'm hoping we can just get on to like 6-hour grind stream soon, but right now a lot of my day is just waking up, getting coffee, and packing stuff in my car, moving it over to the new place. And it's like a sort of a far drive, so it takes a little while to get there and back. But I'm going to hop off. I hope you guys enjoy the stream today. I'm probably going to work on the road stuff off stream and try to make like a giant, really cool road stream. Check Roswell's screenshot and stream chat. It's funny as fuck. I hate this shit. Why does everybody break the fucking scarabs? Yeah, the El Dorito playtest. Oh man, I wish the El Dorito stuff worked as well as it did when I very first started. I just bloated the map, man. Ah, it was a damn shame. Because it was so fun in El Dorito. There's at least a version. There's a version out there. Oh, dude. The cruiser in the background. You love to see it. That's dope as hell. Alright, I'm off, though. I'm off. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate everybody being here. Everybody who tipped and super chatted, as always. You make this possible, so thank you. Very much appreciated. Let me know what you guys want to see. Just at me in Discord if you want to see some cool content specifically for the next stream. I got you. That said, I'm out. I'm going to go work on a little bit off stream, and I'll tune in with you guys tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central. Be there. You better be there. You better be there. I'm out. Goodbye. Goodbye. Ooh, AI. We'll do AI tomorrow. A little bit. Goodbye.